stump and it just fucking went up in the tree.
We might have to cut down 2 trees as well.
Oh god! Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's stuck in another tree. Oh shit! I'm getting away.
Oh! I'm dead. I literally died. For fuck's sake! And I'm naked. Give me.
Yep.
Good luck, everyone. It's been fun.
You
You guys also have problems.
Hi, Burger Cheese.
guys.
Thank you, Pichu, and thank you, Ash, for thanking. And hi, and Pichu, and everyone, and hello. Night. All the chips are down. This is potentially for all of the marbles.
The marbles.
Tonight is episode 54, which means this campaign has officially been going for just over a year. Because
time for the D&D Fortnite crossover where only one of us will come out alive.
Yeah.
we are joined by Dr. Argyle for this expedition, as was hinted at like 4 episodes ago. It was, well, hinted at, no, it was just told.
He was outright stated.
I'll protect you guys.
Maybe.
The real question is...
Yeah.
The real question is, when do we get the double turncoat and then Argyle turns you all in and gets like a hefty sack of change for his trouble?
Well, I was going to say, did you see the in-between episodes where like the party did have their own conversations after the Argyle meeting?
No.
Argyle wasn't there,
Yeah.
so Argyle.
That's
don't
fair.
know.
That's fair.
Probably for the best.
Let's say let's say Argyle's thinking, "Don't worry, I'll protect you. They won't kill you before I do."
I was going to say, Argyle's a busy boy. He only knows the bits that I told him personally because, you know, he's a busy boy.
No, that makes sense in character. Just
Yeah.
it was like, we did have some punched conversations.
But no, I hope everyone's doing all right. You guys are in the town of Havelter, following your 5 days travel south along the western side of the country. Getting ready. You are 2 days away from going into the underbelly of the market where Argyle took you all once before and made show of his meeting to get you guys into the facility. On the promise you do a little bit of work for them while you're in there. You guys are also going with Joseph to help in his endeavor, as he specifically asked for Eventine, as he's the person that he had the most familial connection with. Great Al has gone with as well to help in the more diplomatic side. And Xerxes pointed out this could potentially be a very good means of getting the eyes off the general facility and more focused on the three potentially troublesome people in their eyes. So a lot of the focus will be there rather than everywhere, so it might give you guys a better time. I will quickly state for the party, is there anything during the 5 days travel that you've thought of in the 2 weeks that you wanted to have done? Because I know I skipped it because obviously at the time nobody had an idea. Is there anything in the meantime? And then we'll get into, you meet up with Argyle and you can start talking to Argyle about what plans you guys have made in your secret group chats on the rune book that you guys have got.
I think the only thing that I can think of is we would have had. I did mention speaking with Leanne about getting involved in the conversation she's having with Cass specifically to get Cass updated.
Right.
Get any information we can from Cass to help.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah, I would say that she would have spent the sendings and stuff and doing that. Cass, obviously, Rose, I've pre-loaded you with information. Yes, there's been secret chats. I was informed about these secret chats. almost every D&D campaign that we all inter DM each other for has a secret chat where the DM's not allowed in. I say almost every, because not everyone, but like 80%. I don't think we have one for Ashes yet.
I would love
No.
to see the one from mine, just because it would be like, okay, this time we're going to run for our goddamn lives from the dire apex T-Rex. That is the strategy meeting.
But
See
yeah,
you guys next time.
but Rose, if you haven't already, do you want to say the information that Cass would have sent across? If you haven't already,
I haven't yet. I was gonna
do you want
do
to?
it now, if that makes sense.
By all means, do it now. So
Um,
you don't have to do it necessarily in character, although you're more than welcome to. But if you want to explain the things Cass that would have presented across, because I'd imagine VM would share it.
Yeah.
So then it's public knowledge.
most of it will be encoded because Cass is very aware that they're probably listening in on her conversations at this point.
You're
because usually they
more
did it
than
with-
aware, yeah, because of exactly what happened when you messaged Argyle.
Well, given the fact that you're going to be doing that, and if Vianne's going to be passing it over to me immediately, word for word,
You could
then
decipher it in theory.
I can decipher it. So
I would say that you guys are
but-
now of a level where taking your time, and obviously with the deep connection between you and Evan and Cass, there's not going to be a roll needed. It will probably limit the information slightly, but very slightly. That's it.
I
So-
think the things that would come across then would be that you need like a band to get in some places. Cass has one. It would be like something about not wanting to, follow in someone's footsteps, but she had to, or something like that. She'd obviously bury it all a little
And
bit.
just for sake of, Cass, your band is made of pewter and has a green stone in it. Yeah, I'm assuming
Pewter
you'd
and a green
mention
stone.
it. Pewter with a green stone.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
then
think I'm-
obviously,
yeah. I mean, I don't normally like living things,
sorry.
and like
a circlet, you numpty.
I know.
It's not a circlet, you numpty. It's a bangle. A circlet you wear on your head. Anyway.
Anyway, also to search for, she'd be like, there's a tale about maybe this king who was famed for his greed and would look for treasure and stuff like that, like looking for monetary value or a vault of some kind to try and lead them towards where she's located, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. So he's
and then
basically saying that you're near a vault.
Yeah,
I'm near a vault.
But I say, given that I'm translating, you don't need to actually encode what you're saying.
Oh,
That's what I
okay,
would
cool.
say.
So I'm near a vault and a library. I can't get out of where I am because of the bracelet. It is limiting me to certain areas, if that makes sense. I was already limited, but in order to get to where I am to have like the free reign I do, I needed to pick it up. Also, I think this was in one of our earlier conversations, Danny, so I don't know if it is at the moment as well. There's a door where a lot of people go through, and I can't get through it. If I remember
The
rightly,
issue
there's
is
a door on
that's
here.
multiple places that you're having issues like that.
There is as well. Yeah, she's near a canteen, a library, a vault is the best way of getting to where she is. I think those are where most of the red doors are, from what I can see, that I would have seen. Like, I don't think I would have seen the one on the right bottom, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
What you sent it over to me. Yeah, I don't think I would know
But
that one.
it's just
because
the problem
it
is,
literally
rather than
locked off.
doing a very specific cutout, it was I had to just do it the way I did.
So basically I'm not able to get into certain areas, but I can see signposts, and I'm guessing I would say try and get towards the vault or the library. I'm near one of those. And I've got a friend. I don't know what else to say. I have actually, when I accepted the bangle, would I still have my
No.
custodian?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Because the point is, you've now taken it, so there's no need to. The only reason why you had one was because you wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
Now you're good. You're good.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me identify it, so I got a bit pissy for a while and wouldn't take it, and then eventually gave it. But yeah, look for the vault or library. I can be in one of those locations, if you want to give me a shout closer to, I would advise against it because in here I think that everything's bugged.
Mhm.
Good luck. See you soon.
Yep.
Do you guys tell me anything in the conversation? Tell Cass.
Yeah, we'd have told you the general thing if we're coming in from some sort of like. I'd say we'd have told you the general thing of what day we're coming in. Route. I won't be with. Myself and Greytail will be in a meeting of some kind.
Probably some sort of slang about the princess leading the expedition into the jungle or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me.
So, yeah.
Cool.
So everything between the two groups is encoded. But it is essentially we let them know that we're coming in with Argyle, doing that. The other thing is have you got any set of eyes on Clarissa at all?
Would I have?
During the time, you maybe would have seen her like across the library, but you was not allowed to interact with her. Nor times you probably could have. She didn't attempt to engage with you and left the area into a place you couldn't follow.
Yeah. So every time I spotted her, she was like going through a red door.
Kind of like and like nose up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Think how think of the bickeriness between Argyle and her, but like a bit more genuine than the playfully side.
Yeah, she hates me.
Yeah.
Um.
She just didn't call you an overgrown cat.
Wow.
Something.
I think she probably called me a lot worse, to be fair. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, this is a PG-13 stream.
Is it really? Is it really?
When?
Fuck.
No one informed us.
I mean, we're PG-13 if we're banned in half the countries.
I don't think she'd even know that Argyle's really irritated with her. Is that something that you guys would say, like, watch out for Argyle, or would she be completely unaware?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been said around Evan. Evan, no doubt, would have at least made sure you were aware, because otherwise you'd be blindsided.
Mentioned around Evan. Evan was practically told by Argyle himself that he'd got problems.
No, what I say around Evan is because it was in the conversation when you walked him back, sort of thing, and you left the party in the underground bit. That's the reason. Just wording, that's all.
Yeah.
So.
And I think one last thing, if you don't mind.
No, go on.
Would be, Cass would inform you guys when you're in her general area. She doesn't know of any traps in that kind of general vicinity. But if you were to make some sort of like code signal or sound or something, she should be able to hear you.
I've just got.
She will try and make sure she's in a location that you can get to.
I've just got fucking vibes of, Team America, where he puts his arms up and he just shakes them around. Just, it's me, it's me. Looks like he's trying to say, kiss me. I'll shoot the little bastard. I just had that vibe for some reason, but no. You guys finish your chat.
How is it that you've not seen 90% of the movies we talk about, but you've seen that one?
Because you mostly quote Disney films, and the shit ones at that. I've watched Pixar, not Disney Princess.
We were on about Lord of the Rings yesterday.
Yeah, but I've watched Star Wars. Leave me alone.
Different in massive ways.
Shut up. Anyway, you guys have arrived in Havelter. You would have.
Oh, sorry. One last thing. She doesn't have a homely symbol on her.
That or component pouch.
Component.
Yeah.
The homely symbol kind of tracks that, if that makes sense. That it kind of negates the need. For
it does.
Pouch.
You're right.
Yeah. Don't worry.
But she will prepare around it, if that makes sense. So if you can't get one to her.
I'm assuming everyone was just about to say one will be coming.
Yes, one will be on the way.
But
yeah, between Vian's tutoring and Evan just being Evan, I would be very surprised if between them they didn't have a spare Cass holy symbol.
Make sure I acquire one anyway. That's the main thing. If you didn't have one, if Cass
didn't off Evan's armor,
I'd say if Cass didn't already have one prepared in a spare prepared in her pack anyway. She's like, oh, it's the kind of thing.
I imagine her room is like those Jesus houses where there's like one on every wall kind of thing. There's like one over every door.
It's like, you know, Critical Role. You know how Estros has blades everywhere. She's technically got weapons everywhere, but it's just crosses.
Yeah.
Same thing, completely different at the same time. But after the 5 days travel, this information being passed back and forth, you will eventually arrive in Havelturb, which is where the start of this session technically officially starts. This was just obviously because I dropped it on you guys in the travel and giving you guys time to talk and think, which is fair. You
And
guys,
prepare.
that's also very fair.
Yeah, it's built because I'm going to start would have been building the explosives and arming them.
Don't arm them yet.
That is
Try and arm the explosives while they jingle around in his backpack of holding.
and
Do you
on
get how explosives work? This could be a legitimate thing.
doesn't matter. He's done it now. I'm joking. Well, it's fine.
Yeah, because I would have cast a glyph of warding on them
Okay.
and then put them back in the bag of hold. Just make sure like they are secure. So
Okay,
they
hang
get
on.
triggered.
Right. The main thing there with Glyph of Warding is do you have the diamonds for it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
I would have purchased them.
Okay, so if you mark that off your
this-
gold,
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
yeah,
what I was
poison
on
them.
about.
Presumably just has a gold slush fund then, yeah. Which makes sense in Boomer.
because Penelope would have had the materials available, so as long as you've got the money, mark it off. But
Yeah, so I would have made.
in the
to,
Ludmire's sanctum, a room has been prepared. After you would arrive in town, present yourselves, and Wojciech and Argo would be made aware and would be, just give us, the receptionist would say, give them 20 minutes, take a walk, come back. And you guys will eventually walk into a room, and you can currently see Wojciech, sorry, he's stood slightly off, and he's watching, just observing the room as you guys walk in, with Argyle poring over a piece of parchment. And Argyle, for your sake, this was a piece of parchment that was given as a heavy quote marked gift from the people that are going to be getting you into the facility later on in 36 hours. And might I add, as I take you guys to the page, I'm going to show the one, because this is the thing that Argyle's made, but I'm also going to show you the one that I made, because he's basically took it and made a thing of it, as he has been given an essential blueprint of the facility.
That is so cool.
Yes, it fucking is.
There we go.
So I
Oh
imagine
my
you showed
God.
him the map, and then he...
Yeah, and then but this is the table that you like. This is the map on the table. But let me quickly go to the map layer. And I'm going to stick this on the GM layer so you can see the shitty one that I made. That was mine. And I did it in Dungeonographer, and I was really proud of it. And then Argyle said, "Do you want me to add some graphics?" So I'm like, "You don't have to, but you can if you want." And then he did that, and it's just like, damn boy,
Immersion.
Yeah.
fuck yeah,
That's-
I'm for
That's
it.
so cool.
Yeah.
Just as a note, every square is 10 foot. This is a big chungus boy base.
Mm-hmm.
And also you'll
wow,
notice the experimentation chamber text is janky because I placed it and then tried to select it to move it, and I tried for so long to try and click it, it wouldn't select. So it was like, fuck it, you're living there now. As far as you guys have been to theorize, the audience chamber's gonna be, that is a terrible color to use.
Argyle, I think you spelled entrance wrong.
I didn't spell
Argyle
anything
didn't.
wrong.
No, in character it's his map, isn't it? Or no, it's the
It's
Steve's
Dan's
map.
map. Oh,
Leave me alone.
I guess. I mean,
Argyle, look, Argyle merely took what I made.
No, I'm
No
just
bully.
in character.
No bully, only love. But yeah, the audience hall in the center is the theorized and most logical place where Matt, your Greytail, Evan, and Joseph will meet.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know yet where you guys are going to be dropping in.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were doing something with the containment breach or something.
Yes.
But we don't know if it's either containment or augmentations or holding cells.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, this is essentially a blueprinted version of the thing. This is what as you say, the numbers would have made and drawn up, which is so that the rooms are labeled as they were, and then the dimensional space was created following this blueprint.
Experimentation chamber and medical wing might be a good one if there's a lockdown.
Makes sense.
Might be going in there. It's anyone that stands out.
Mm-hmm. We literally just walk in and don't even bother just with the greetings. He just gets straight down to bit.
Yeah, just I like it. I like it. Like, so okay. Anyway, no. So obviously Argyle's there, and Argyle, you can say anything. You guys can say anything to Argyle. You see this map's been sprawled out. You can see like different things he used as paperweights to hold it down and spread it out.
Argyle.
And essentially, just for the sake of, this will be the main reference that you guys use, and we're not going to use it as a true battle map per se, because I've got one to use as a 5 foot square, which I'll change the walls as needed, with a blank base. But you can put your tokens on there just to mark, okay, I'm here right now, sort of thing. But yeah, as you were.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay. Argyle, voice check.
Ah, finally.
Greetings, all of you.
Greetings.
Hello.
If you need anything else, just shout. And he says that to Argyle.
I've been planning a couple of things over with Wojciech here. He doesn't have that many good ideas, so I'm just curious. This is one of the things that I managed to get in payment for us getting there. So this is where we're allegedly heading. I don't know exactly where we're going to be dropped, so to speak, but pay attention. This is as much information as I could possibly get with the coin I had.
Definitely.
It's a lot better than nothing.
It's better than what we thought we were going in with.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Pyramanes always gets your guy, right? Just so happens this guy is a blueprint.
Yeah, guy, map. Same thing.
Yep.
To beat Deer to the joke, is it a mimic?
Roll perception check.
Oh man, I'm good at those.
I would absolutely love it if it had just been waiting the entire time until we got there and then your face.
It looks like a perfectly adequate map, not a mimic.
It's exactly what a mimic would do.
It is true, but it's also what an 11 will get you.
That's it. We were planning to do this. We were planning to do the raid. We spent the entire session insight checking.
And I was going to say, the funny thing was, if it actually was a mimic and I just duped you guys the entire time, this session's going to be massive. Mimic. Roll initiative.
That's not very fair on Adrian, though, is it? Really, he's come here to do this.
I mean, it would be if he was in on the
Mimic
joke.
fight.
And he wanted to prank us.
I was going to say, if he was in on it, it would be perfect. I mean, Ben, do you want to introduce your mimic map character?
All right. Let's
It's like,
do this.
yeah, no. Go on, let's get into it now.
All right then. Well, it's better than what we'd hoped for when we left. So it's right. Well, we've also been able to acquire a couple of things ourselves.
Yeah.
One is access for Greytail and myself for an audience with their leaders. So we may be able to keep their higher-ups distracted whilst you're doing your infiltration.
Has the plan changed since we last spoke?
None of the details have changed other than Greytail and I will not be with the infiltration team. We have another acquaintance that's been given a divine mission to keep an eye on this group and try and bring them somewhat to heel. He has managed to gain an audience with them and has requested some members of our group to go with. Myself and Greytail thought that was, well, it was thought that myself and Greytail would present a big enough distraction whilst not pulling away from your group. I am not the most subtle of person for sneaking around.
I see. So is the expectation, should the alarms trigger, that you would make your own way out, or?
Our plan is to make our own exit, hopefully. Hopefully, the plan is, if you're not spotted and you're able to make your escape without causing an alarm, we will be
Allowed
released.
out.
We will be released as part of a neutral negotiation. If everything goes wrong, we should have our own methods of escape.
Running mostly.
That too. We also have Deer has also well, you'll have to speak with Penelope, but Deer has got the ability, I believe, to now move between planes himself.
I do it once a day.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So in case it becomes too noisy for your compatriots who provided this to allow us our exit, we have a secondary escape just in case.
I see. Well, as long as you're there and causing a distraction enough for us to get around,
Mhm.
seems like a reasonable adjustment.
I hope that if we can at least guarantee, well, their leaders supposedly be there, so hopefully 1 and 2, and maybe Sulla, will hopefully be distracted and kept with us separate. We can keep their heavy hitters being polite with us, probably here in the audience hall,
Keep them out the way.
out the way. Then, if you're going to be entering from, I presume, either the experimentation anywhere from the experimentation chamber, laboratory, augmentations, or
As far as I remember, we're going to be inserted into a less used location.
Mm.
which is meant
I
to be
don't.
quarantined off, so I expect.
If you guys want to roll a quick history check, there was a bit more information to.
Something about a slime outbreak or something.
That's
Monster outbreak.
that's exactly the point. Yeah.
That was the point. It was a quarantined
Okay.
off area because of a monster outbreak. So
No,
it was,
that's the exact bit of information I was going to drop.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
experimentation chamber, laboratory, augmentations, or containment.
Yeah.
Holding cells is thingy, but I expect the holding cells to have now.
Prisoners.
Yes.
Mm.
Depending on what they do, we've also been able to find out that this facility, to move around, you need certain bands which will allow you access to certain doors. We know that there is a pewter and green one that allows access to recreation, study, and the library, and potentially somewhere near the vault if necessary, but I'm imagining it is this area here.
Yeah.
That will
Everyone you
allow
kill is probably going to have one, so just loot everyone. See what you've got.
There is a set of red doors that the green ones are not able, the green bands are not able to open. So you'll probably need to find that. You need to find at least a red and a green, I would expect.
I see. Do you know where you're going to meet with this named person?
You should be meeting us here, and we'll be transporting. Well, here in Havilter, and then transporting from there to their location, or to the facility here.
I see.
So I expect we will probably arrive in the entrance and then head northwards. I imagine that our objectives will be over here in the guest room and possibly the dormitories. Library and recreation study areas also likely. So anywhere in the bottom left or potentially the bottom right of the map are our objectives.
Feel free to draw on this if you need.
Yeah, and can you use maybe the ruler tool rather than pinging, because it's very quick when you ping. So just like
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to draw on the map, because if need be, I can just clear it if it gets too much.
One objective should be somewhere in like one or at least one, maybe two of our objectives be in this area. If not, the other one might be here.
Also, there's the vault.
There's the vault. I'd say we had a recreation area and the library and rooms nearby near the
Right,
vault.
okay. Can we also tell Cass where to be?
We could probably send her a message over the next couple of days to let her know.
It's like a be in the library.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd probably be like, "Oh, hey, Cass, can you find this book for me? I wanted to study, but I don't think you left it here." Just kind of see if your library has it, kind of thing, so I can study.
At least have Cass somewhere on the thing, but we also could do with an eye on where Clarissa is. Hopefully, somewhere in here. Might also be in here, or if not, she's. I don't.
If she's important enough, she'll be in a guest room. But yeah, dormitories as well.
Yeah,
I mean, if she's an official member.
Yeah. I'm guessing our last thing we need to do is whichever this swapping this crystal out for them.
Shit, yeah.
Is going to be in this rune platforms area. Is that what they've told you, or have they just said it's in there somewhere?
I imagined it would be around there. Haven't had eyes on it myself, you see.
No.
But this blueprint does certainly help us understand our way around. But I imagine it's quite topsy-turvy. It's easy to get lost in there.
I imagine, yeah, we'll need to be quite cautious about what we do or what you do when you're traveling.
So, who's gonna be on the infiltration team with me, and who's gonna be on legitimate political operations?
I'll be heading the operation with you.
Yeah.
So
I think I won't be very good at politics, but I'm going to come in with you.
Teams boom.
Yeah, so I'm very good at finding leaders, I think.
Props for being subtle with it, but not subtle enough.
It's not subtle. He wanted to try and be open as much as he could. Right.
I mean,
yes.
he didn't say the catchphrase.
So it'll be Greytail and myself that will be on distraction duty and diplomacy. It'll be all of us. Think to keep the numbers shy. I think Persephone might have to keep out just to make sure the numbers for your potential back transport are open enough for everyone.
So long as we keep to the plan of no triggering alarms, then
that's the main
exit
thing.
would be available.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing of just getting that all sorted. Don't trigger any alarms. Keep an eye out for any potential trap. Whilst nothing was mentioned by your group, I wouldn't be surprised if, especially near the holding cells, if someone was crafty enough to try and escape. From there might be a few things you need to be aware of.
I imagine so myself.
Keep this going. I think we've got a decent strategy. Do that. We get our people. We swap this crystal. If we can get a view of the crystal beforehand, the one that we're trying to swap out, our friend that is providing the meeting may be able to get his hand on another one that is full if we can't replace theirs. So we can at least compensate your group and fulfill your end of the deal. Otherwise, they will not be out of battery. Is that what they're using it for?
Pretty much, yeah.
Energy storage.
That's essentially what it is. It's a giant power source, yeah.
Yeah. I basically said battery and then went, hang on, had they used the word battery? Do batteries exist? Blah, blah, blah. Just explain around the word.
It technically is a magic battery.
Yeah.
A rechargeable magic battery, yes, technically.
Yes, we have the potential that if we need to make a quick exit and we can't do anything, we might be able to replace the gem ourselves anyway.
Replace it with what?
Another one that is... So, the one that we're being sent in with is a failing one, correct?
Yep. Right. Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Now, the idea was hopefully to go in and replace their fully functional and powered version with our faulty one. But if it's the case that that does not work, we can at least provide we would hopefully be able to provide another fully charged one for your group, as that's what they wanted from this venture. Not just to cause trouble, but also to get a fully powered crystal. I am right in remembering that, right, Danny?
Yeah, no, essentially what it is, theirs is running out of juice. So they're going to swap it with the full one that these guys have got, which will trick them into thinking, oh shit, we just need to replace ours, which they will, but then the guys you're working for get a fully charged one for nothing.
Yeah.
That's their payment out of this. They're getting their power supply back.
Yeah, if we get a decent enough description, or if we can physically see one.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be giving you one, which is a like for like. It's a like for like swap.
Yeah.
It sounds like from when they've said that this isn't the first time they've stole their power.
What we're saying this is along the lines of because of what Xerxes had said about if Xerxes can get a look at the crystal beforehand, he might be able to provide a copy.
Because the whole point was to potentially provide you one before you guys go in, so you don't even have to worry about that aspect of the job. You can focus on the bits you need to in your infiltration.
Yeah, well, I think if that was the case, then they wouldn't open the portal anyway because we don't need to go in.
Well, they do because it's payment for. But the whole point was Xerxes would be like, all right, okay, so rather than you guys fucking about and doing this third bit inside of a really dangerous area, you only need to do the two you want to go in for.
Yeah, so, well, if we can get a view of it, we might be able to provide one early so we don't need to do that part.
Exactly, that's exactly the point, yeah.
So, if we can arrange a meeting with our friend and your friends, we can hopefully provide the payment for the service. And we have one less thing to worry about.
Sounds like you've done your research. Good use of your time. Does that mean that you're all ready to go now?
Well, I think they still needed 2 days, did they not? Before
you've got about a day and a half at this point, yeah. Like I expect this to time skip, but just giving you guys the chance to have time to plan.
Yeah, to time it with the meeting, it's a day and a half.
About that, yeah.
Yeah. So if we know
wibbly wobbly, plan timey wimey.
I'd say if we have a way if Joseph is already here, or a way we can get Xerxes.
He should be in town, but they could easily come to where you guys are in a few minutes.
So I think that's the thing of if you're saying are we okay to go and visit them now to get that sorted?
Yeah. In theory, they should be in town because Joseph planned to be in town 2 days before anyway, which is where the timing you guys synced up with anyway. So they should
No,
be in town.
What I was more questioning is whether when Argyle was saying, "Are you ready to go now?"
Oh,
is he meaning
no.
go
Well,
raid or go speak?
Go as in to enact the plans you have.
To provide the backstory.
Yes.
Yes.
That one, yes.
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 I'd say
Well worded.
they're going to get the one to go and get the replacement battery and do the payment beforehand. Yes, I'm fine to go and try and get that sorted now. If it was the let's go and raid the facility now, it's like, hang on, we're not ready yet. We've still got a couple of things to go and buy. So yes, otherwise I think we're ready to go and do that.
Which you guys can absolutely do, and obtaining Joseph isn't a hard task, given Xerxes, it's usually calling out Xerxes will bring him, and then he will translate to Joseph, right? Come on. And you can obtain... is the plan to meet him, get him to meet you guys here, the Sanctum, or elsewhere?
Get him to meet us, probably just head to... get him to meet us at the entrance here, and we can meet him on the way out then.
Yeah, that's fine then. So, obviously, as you guys all begin to get ready to leave... Yeah.
Actually, no. I would have him meet us at the street before the market where we need to be.
Absolutely fine. So, obviously, you guys finish off your discussions and put away this map safely, so you've got it. You all get ready to leave the Sanctum and stuff, and Wojciech sees you all off. You all head towards the market district, which I will just drop you guys on the Havelter map just for a little bit, just for the something different to look at. As you guys will eventually meet up with Joseph and his puppy, which, as you all know, is Xerxes. The puppy that sits on his shoulder and stuff.
I'd say another thing I would say is once we're on the way out is on the day of when we're about to go, we plan to have the spell Rary's telepathic bond cast upon us,
Which Penelope would have been able to... well, Joseph would have sourced it through Penelope.
Yeah.
So you guys will have the telepathic bond. So the two teams will be telepathically connected for the duration of the mission, unless it runs a lot longer than you guys anticipate.
So
how long is it?
An hour, I believe?
Yeah, it's an hour, but it's got a long range, whereas the telepathy spell, which is higher, has a longer time, but is limited to just
1,000 feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, Rary's is the entire
plane.
Should be plane.
Okay.
As long as you're on the same plane, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a mile.
No, it's anywhere on the plane, but you have to be within a certain distance to receive the spell in the first place.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to the other side of the plane within an hour, you can still communicate, but you have to be next to each other when you start.
When you cast it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
He's got to be great Elquick, that's fine. But yeah, eventually at the market, and Argyle, this is the first time you've met Joseph, and he looks like an unconvincing, he looks like a very plain Jane human. Average height, well built, short, dark hair. You can see he's wearing like a standard plate mail, which the party would know is visually disguised to be the plate mail that you guys have seen, the red and black. And you can see that there's a small dog that's sat on his shoulder. Nice. It's good to see you all. You're Argyle, right?
The one and only. Dr. Argyle Pyromain at your service. And who might you be?
He'll kind of half stick his hand out. It's obviously a little unsure because doesn't know who you are. Name's Joseph. I'm one of the... Still technically am one of the guards for Skelfer up north. Been doing some different work since meeting these, as I'm sure they probably explained. With Xerxes here, and gestures to the dog.
Argyle will take his big paw and wrap it around his hand and shake it once with vigor. Says, "Always good to meet honorable men. men that keep their word. You keep your word, don't you?
Kind of looks a bit curiously and like at that the comment and kind of cocks head. Yeah. Is there an issue?
I think all is fine. By the way, can I roll an insight on that from when he said that?
Onto which person?
Onto Argyle when it was the man who keeps his word.
Go for it. Argyle, do you want to roll a charisma and add the relevant thing in private?
What are you inciting? Like on whether?
Basically, I'm inciting of how directed that was at. Oh, I don't know, me.
Oh.
He feels that was a very like side stab.
That wasn't a side stab. That was a blatant turnaround, stab you, and then turn back to carry on the conversation.
He just wants to gauge how much does Evan pick up of that, if it's true or if it's just an assumption sort of thing. It's up to you.
With a 20, I mean, to counter roll against an NPC, I don't know. It's not like it was a clear deception. It was more like an open.
I'll allow you to flavor it if you want. Just go with it.
You get the feeling that, I mean, you already know this though. You get the feeling like Argyle has a chip on his shoulder regarding people that have promised one thing but delivered another.
Mm-hmm.
And he was looking to ensure that this new person he's never met follows a different ideal or like an honorable ideal.
Mm-hmm.
But not necessarily like it was specifically directed at you, but at the same time it could be.
It's directed at anyone who feels guilty about him saying it.
I suppose this is more like an internal insight, I suppose.
Yeah, I get this. So it's more a case of if you feel guilty, it was probably aimed at you.
Oh,
right.
That's the thing.
Yeah, we all get a little burnt by that one.
Well, he is a fire lion, so you know everyone's a little steamy around him.
I'd say most of you didn't have the thing on that. It's only 2 people that were involved in the decisions that may or may not have burned him.
No, so I'll be going in and talking with them. The hope is the plan was to speak to them after you guys, but I was able to get it pulled back, and the plan maybe so it distracts them a little bit, so you guys have an easier time.
Do you have your own way out if things do go poorly, I imagine?
I do. I've got, and gestures to Xerxes. Xerxes has a number of things that he can do if need be.
That works on
is kind of
multiple
between
people,
Xerxes and Greytail.
Yeah.
You have spells that can get multiple people out, right?
And Xerxes will say this quite low. Don't worry. I am able to get you people out safely, if need be. And he kind of looks around for a sec, and just barks a couple times, like an actual bark, just in case.
I imagine that's the Xerxes, like the proper version of what Deer did the other thing, which had the comment and then I mean meow.
Yeah. But and just for the sake of what type of dog he currently is, I kind of have it pictured as a cross between like a pug and a bulldog, like it's a weird hybrid. That's the type of dog he's gone for as a breed.
Otherwise known as a baby hellhound.
Yeah. It's a little off-putting and a little weird, but it is a dog.
Right. I believe we discussed last time about possibly being able to acquire the gem that is needed as part of payment.
Do you have any? And I will say, if you wanted to, in the 2 days, gathered technical data about it, like size, looks, what it can do, you can pass that information to Joseph, and that would have, like, because I'm assuming this is like on the day of, and like we can wibbly wobbly some prep time during.
Yeah, well, but that's basically just okay. Even if it's just a, you know, if it's either this is what the gem looks like, this is what it needs, or if we just have to go down and have a meeting with him for a moment, like, we can potentially... Could we potentially see it? Because we might be able to provide the gem for you in another way.
You wouldn't be able to have it until it's ready to go because they'd have to unplug it and stuff, and you only get a short period sort of thing.
I'd say it's not a have and hold, just a go down and visually see it.
It's well, you don't even see the very end of it, which you'd see a triangular blue crystal, but you don't know how deep it goes, like, and all that. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's set in a socket. But I will say that the information would have been obtained and passed over, and unfortunately, with the rolls, they wouldn't have been able to have obtained. They could have got a power source, but not one that's a like for like. Unfortunately, and given the issues you've had with the people in the black market before, it would seem that they would pretty much only accept a like for like. Otherwise, get the fuck out. Unfortunately.
Okay. What were we supposed to be within, can I ask, Danny?
It was anything above an 80 or below a 20. It was extreme highs or extreme lows, which the 77 was painfully so. So you basically had the range of 21 to 79 of failure.
And we got two landed twice in the failure.
Yeah. You only needed one success. It was just, it was like an advantage roll.
So yeah, we are not able to acquire the thing that we thought we could, so...
We was able to get, we could have got something, but it wouldn't have been the right one, and given what you've all explained, it didn't seem worth it. But...
Right, so that's going to have to be another thing to carry around then, I'd say.
Well, you've got bags of holdings, have you not? Should fit.
Is it something that would fit in a bag of holding?
Yeah. About half a foot on each. It's an equilateral triangle that's about half a foot in each, like, line.
Alright, so we can, get it to a bag of holding. That should be fine.
But, so... I think it'll be best, because I don't know how long it's going to take for us to get in the meeting. If you guys are going to be going in on the infiltration, probably, to see if you can wait 15 minutes, maybe? Give us time to get through the front door and through the bullshit pleasantries, what offer they have. So hopefully you guys go in while we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Or do you guys disagree? Because I think that's personally the better option.
Well, I don't anticipate us taking 15 minutes to have the entire thing, so probably cut it to 10 should be fine, especially since the area they're meant to be going in is meant to be a hostile area.
Right. No, that's fine. I just don't want us to go at the same time because I think it'll take a moment to get in.
Yes.
I spoke with them before, but I've not been here. I've spoke with them on this place, this plane.
It should be fine. And the main thing is that I want to maximize our ability with the spell that we have.
Right.
Also, when the spell needs to be when the spell is cast, people can't be wearing these. I load up the amulet, as I believe it'll block the spell otherwise. You can put it back on afterwards, and that should be fine. However,
just a question: it's an attunement item, the amulet, isn't it, or is it not? Because I have just had a thought, like, because I remember us discussing this, and I fully agreed. But if it's an attunement item, it takes a short rest to attune.
I've got it under attunement.
I believe it is.
Yeah, but we'll double check just to be certain.
Yeah.
Please do, yeah.
Because you'd have to unattune, and then when you reattune, that would block the spell.
So you're coming in as well, aren't you? With
no, okay.
Oh.
It's an attunement,
right?
While wearing this amulet, you're hidden, so you can take it off, not lose the attunement, then put it back on.
So you can be attuned to it, but not be under the effects of it. Got it.
Yes.
That's absolutely fine. Because basically what it is, because the spell to do the telepathy is divination.
Yeah.
Michael brought up a fair concern because obviously all of you guys, most of you guys, are protected from being targeted by divination spells, which would mean you would be on the ability of where you cannot be cast upon. So yeah, if you can just take it off, have it cast without unattuning, I thought you had to unattune. That's absolutely fine.
It says while wearing, so
that's absolutely fine.
So we'll do that. I will take whilst this is happening. Greytail, I think it's best if we hand ours over for Argyle and Helra to use.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So Argyle and Helra, if you both wish to put on your character sheets amulets of non-detection.
Proof against detection.
I was going to say I was still in the middle making another one. If I was to get the systems, I could get it fast-tracked, finished.
If we're going to the meeting, there's no point us having one anyway.
Yeah, there's no point us having them.
If anything, it would probably show poor taste if you did.
Also, it would give the game away of how we've been hiding.
I think they've probably figured that out by now. It's just
they probably,
they're smart enough to have figured it out. It's just there's still fuck all they can do about it.
So we would hand over the amulets probably on the day before we went, so you could do that, and then you two will have amulets of proof against detection and location, so they can't scry and shit on you whilst you're there.
You're coming in with us, right, as well, Grey? Are you not?
I am, yes.
The rest of you are all going on the infiltration. Right. Be fine. As far as I'm aware, we're going to meet 3 of them. But that's 3 people, and then however many guards and what other people they have there. So just be aware. So there's 4 of us, and however many of them. You guys have a plan when you're inside, don't you? And he's looking at like the rest of you that are going on infiltration when you're inside.
I don't know how much of that we should share with you, just more for I assume we trust you, but more of the less you know, the better.
So no, but do you have a plan at least?
They have.
There is a plan.
Good.
Yeah,
that's fine. I get the point. I just, as long as you aren't just going in sort of thing.
So, quick question: would we have had time to attune to the items prior
Certainly.
to going in?
Certainly.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, I'm being very wibbly wobbly with these 2 days because I know where everyone wants to be and I want to be, and I'm just allowing it to happen.
Yeah, that's the main thing of just like, okay, I don't have the amulet, you do.
Yes.
That's the main thing. So
cool.
Like I said, I'm being wibbly wobbly with it on purpose because I think that's the fairest thing to do rather than role play you through it and then let's get to
It's kind of just a montage of us prepping.
Yeah, this is a prep montage. Essentially, this conversation with Joseph is on the day as you guys are about to go, and I'm allowing you to go. Okay, but yesterday I would have done this. You know what I mean? Like how Deer, a couple days ago went to the shop.
Yeah, that's the main thing of okay, went to the shop, got what we need. So we have the scroll, we have the tuning fork.
You do, yeah.
Okay, everything should be fine. Be prepared just in case if you've got one of these access bands to get around. Just be prepared. You might need to take the amulet off for a moment to make it work. If it doesn't seem to work as you go through, try without the amulet and see if that's the case.
Fair point.
I'd say I don't know if they are also divination, but if they're communicating through divination magics or anything, but the idea of that might be blocked by the amulet is something I had a thought of, Danny.
No, it's a fair comment because obviously you don't know how these bangles are going to work in any way. So if it is via divination, then it might cause issues. It's a fair comment. It's a fair point. Might work, might not. We'll see. But as you guys get ready to descend, you guys head into the black market under Dr. Argyle's expertise in knowing the passwords to say to people as you walk.
Before I do, Danny,
sorry,
before I do, in that morning, I've just remembered something. Could I have burnt a candle?
Yes, you have those, don't you?
I do.
Do you want to remind the group
Have
what they
fancy
do?
candles. Bear with me a second, guys, because
And
I've only just remembered that I have these items.
Is it safe to assume you would have gathered people around?
Yes, I would have gathered everybody, including Dr. Argyle. Pyromane.
Yeah, so obviously for the class, do you want to share what these candles do that you bought?
Yes, just give me a second because I've been talking to Danny a lot and it's on Danny's chat with me.
Is this meant to be cult related?
No. She has 13 hours worth of a candle, and if she burns a candle for an hour, anyone within 10 feet gets a certain buff. As long as you're there for the entire hour.
Oh my god. I wrote it down somewhere, but I'm trying to find it. I'm so sorry.
I will.
Yankee
Do you want to carry on?
Yeah, we'll carry on, and then just shout Eureka when you figure it out. Okay.
It's pumpkin spice, obviously. Someone's got to be basic. Oh, I found it. Mother's candle. When you light and you spend an hour within 10 feet of it, for the next 10 hours, you gain +2 to all saving throws and 1d4 temporary HP.
Wow. For how long?
10 hours.
10 hours.
+2 to every
Says
save?
the buff on the...
+2 to saving throws and a d4 temp HP.
Mm-hmm.
She has. You have. I believe you have 13 hours worth, and obviously you've just spent an hour.
Yeah.
+2 to saving throws.
+2 to all saving throws, and if you all want to quickly roll your d4s, that's how much temporary hit points you'll get.
That also includes, I believe, death saving throws because
death saves are a saving throw.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm seeing a few 4s. Nice. Nice. I was going to say, the temp hit points aren't the real star of that show. It's the saving throw bonus.
It's the 4s and thing. Well, okay, so, Danny.
Yeah?
I'm just going to say now, don't bother throwing a charisma save at me in any chance.
Go on, what's your plus now?
+13.
Jesus.
Oh, is that all?
Christ.
Yeah,
I don't have max charisma.
And to be fair,
I'm
Vian,
at 12 plus your aura.
I was gonna say you get another +3 off that if you're near Evan. And then another +2 because of the candle, unless that's already included.
That's included in the candle.
Got it.
There's a global modifier in Roll20.
Ah, nice.
So you can just global all saves +2.
Yeah, so that's what I've been using for my global +3.
I might just be like, there's also 2 on that because I'm just trying to find it at the moment. Bear with me. Yep. I'll figure it out.
But you'll descend, you will get ready. Joseph's group will stay topside, and Xerxes will ping you off once he gets confirmation and the ability to send you guys to the entrance plaza of where you guys are going. And I'd imagine you guys will quickly send a message before you go to the people in the underbelly, so you know, okay, right, we'll wait a few minutes, then follow. Send you guys back now to the fancy map.
Yeah, if I was at max charisma, it would be a charisma save of 17.
Jesus Christ.
Look, I just thought this is the kind of time to use it, and I'd forgotten I had them a little bit.
Nope, that's fine.
So yeah, drop that down.
It would have been obvious, like out of the people within the infiltration group, who was the least stealthiest.
Who feels they're the least stealthiest in the infiltration group?
Vienna's surprisingly stealthy for a princess.
He's good at stealth.
The thing is, though, Vian, you're used to being delicate-footed and stuff because of having to hold yourself with elegance and grace.
Exactly. So it's just like, yes, the girl with like 6 petticoats and her dress is wider than the doorframe. Do not hear her coming, despite the heels.
You see her coming, but you don't hear her.
You just
mine is a +2. I don't know what Boomer's is.
Mine's +4.
Yours is a +2.
I'm the least stealthiest with a +2.
I
don't have disadvantage.
You don't have conky armor.
My guess would have been between Boomer and Helra.
Mm-hmm.
It's Helra. Helra's the most unstealthy.
There you go.
Least graceful. Okay. I have a couple of things that will happen before we head in.
Just as like you guys go in, you've got a couple things you want to pop. No worries.
Mm-hmm.
But
Cool.
You guys get ready to go. Eventually, those that wait on top side, Xerxes will just give a nod to Joseph. Right, he's had word, so. And I'm going to assume as well the potion, the scroll, sorry, would have been used as well for the telepathic bond.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
then send. Because I'd imagine for distance as well, you guys probably stand roughly above where the party's just like on top side, like so they're directly underneath you, or at least as close as you can roughly get, maybe. For min-maxing it a little bit. You would send word that you guys are going. As you three are teleported. And I've put you on the bottom of the map in the middle, as you can see in the entrance plaza.
Yeah.
As you enter the marble white and stone hallways, there's a large teleportation circle, and you can see there are 4 guards, 2 on each side, waiting for you. Joseph? Correct? Joseph will... Yes, and my people with me. Right. And you'll watch as Xerxes' form will turn into his true form from the weird amalgamationed dog.
Can we get rid of the
deer, please?
No.
Yeah, why are you there, Liam? Do you want to go in that group? You've gone in that group now.
No.
That's what I thought. No, shut up. Right. Well, follow us. Stick close. Don't deviate. These halls are dangerous. And they will guide you up and directly into the entrance. No, the audience hall, sorry, not the entrance. You've just gone from the entrance hall. Shocking, I know.
We take you from the entrance hall to our entrance hall. Huh?
Yeah, it's entrance to Electric Boogaloo.
No, I imagine they just treat the Simpsons meme of the grandfather walking in and then turning around and walking straight back out again.
Yep.
Welcome in. There's your meeting. Fuck off.
And you can see that there are some chairs to the side in which to wait in. And what you can see pillars that hold up a really tall roofed area. And you can see that there's a small table and some finer looking chairs, like backed armchairs. And you can see there are 3 of them laid out. You can see a number of guards dotted around the room and spaced out. And you can see there are a few chairs to the side that are just like simple stools and stuff just to wait. Sit there and wait. The people you're here to meet will see you soon. And they'll come in and then you just stand before them. Do you need any drinks while you're waiting or not? I'm fine. I'm assuming you 2 are fine as well?
Yes, I think we'll be fine.
I'm good. Thank you.
Right. Stay here and wait. Any questions?
None at this time.
Good. And that guard that met you will turn and leave. And you guys will be waiting. And you can see that at a look around, there's probably 12 guards died around this room.
Can I, while we were going through, can I have checked, like, can I have been doing some perceptions? Like,
you certainly may.
So I would like to have done a quick check down the corridors as we pass, like...
Just to see if you spot anything of use.
Just see if I can see what's down them, and I would also be looking to see if there's these... the bangles that we've been told about, and if I can see what the guards are wearing.
Make me 2 perception checks then. 1 for looking around and 1 for the guards.
Looking around. Guards.
Okay. You can see that there are doors at the ends of each of the hallways. So, in this doorway, that doorway, and like the different like cut-off points as you've been walking through, including the entrance and the audience hall. You notice there are all stones above the doors, and including the hallway ones. In the entrance doorway, so I'm just going to quickly mark these, and then I'll remove the marks so I can allow you guys to pull a code at your own will. So, this doorway, that hallway, and this doorway here, you notice that there is a purple stone marking, purple stone above the doors.
Okay.
And I may as well just do it for you, because it doesn't matter. And then you notice on the right here, that, and there, as well as these 2 doors here, there is a blue coloration stone above the door, blocking, providing access to certain personnel. And in terms of the guard that led you through, you notice he had a pewter bangle, because he wasn't hiding in any way, and his hand was like resting on the hilt of a weapon, so it was kind of semi on display. And you can see that it was like a rectangular shaped plate with a chain that goes around, all made of pewter. And you can see that there were 4 sockets, but only 2 of them were filled. One with a blue and one with a purple stone.
Okay.
And you noticed that obviously the doors worked automatically. They're like automatic doors. So as he was walking ahead of you guys, the doors opened for him, sort of thing.
And I'm guessing he stayed far enough away from the other doors to not trigger them.
Yes. It seems he was probably only a foot away when he activated. And it was relatively reactive, so it wasn't like he nearly walked into the door because it was creaking open.
And we didn't have... No one by chance walked through any of those doors to see beyond as we were going through.
No, or at least not to a point where you were level with it to look down. People are bustling around, and you can hear the doors and saw the doors moving, but like you'd see someone sneak down one of the but walk down one of the doors, but you was coming up to it, so you couldn't look down it or anything like that. But it seems a very bustly place. There was about 4 or so guards in the hallway from the entrance to the audience hall.
Yeah, great. The other thing I would have said is, Greytail, did you spot anywhere where they seem to be avoiding walking?
Perception check.
Did I?
Yeah, but I'd say, given the fact that I was kind of up looking around, I was thinking maybe Greytail could be keeping safe.
Absolutely fine. Not that you noticed. The guard that led you, the other guards seem to be stationary. The guard that led you walked in almost a straight line down the middle of the hallway. Other people going to and fro seemed to walk in all different parts of the hallways and stuff. You didn't notice any particular space that people were avoiding or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, everyone's just walking normally.
Okay. And that's all mental communication, so...
Yep, I assumed as much.
If you gave it to me telepathically, I would send back telepathically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Infiltration team. You guys are warned, again, that, well, just remember, you guys are going to be stepping into some parts of the labs where some dangerous creatures roaming about, so do warn. Stepping into a fight the second you get there, but the room itself should be devoid of anything working there.
Last warning I would have said beforehand, as a slight remember, Danny,
yeah,
is that if they're going into a combat against slime creatures, bladed weapons are not the best to go up against them.
Fair enough.
My knowledge is bladed and bludgeoning tend to be dangerous against.
No slashing.
Yeah.
No slashing, no stabbing.
I'd say stabbing, I think, is perfectly fine. It's...
Piercing's fine, yeah.
But I just...
She just got literally a Vorpal sword last session, and now you're telling her not to use it.
Not on slime.
On everything else is fine, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
The thing is, though, you get it, you'd use it, you'd get a natural 20 on a slime. You'd get the only time you get a natural 20 to get it is on the one thing you can't kill with it.
It doesn't have a head.
Yeah.
But she still get this, like, shit tons of damage. But either way, you guys are re-warned. You're going to be stepping into some nasty things, but the room itself should be empty of any guards, any staff. So don't worry too much. We'll be here where you are to leave when you're ready. But don't bring any trouble with you, otherwise we can't open the passageway. We don't want to be taking any risks and then finding out that we've been getting in. Fish?
Of course. And before we step in, Argyle will start tracing some smoky runes in the air, murmuring to himself, and as he does so, a shadowy mantle whispers out from beneath his cloak as he casts Pass Without Trace. And looking at Hera, he gives a warm smile and says, I think you're going to need this. And he also puts the blessing of the trickster on her to give her advantage.
Nice.
Nice.
You guys would have... Persephone is going to be staying with these people in the underground. Simple fact.
Wow, that's a very deep black market there.
Yeah, for two simple facts. One, Carl's not here, and it would be unfair to TPK you all without Carl. And two, shouldn't have said that. No. Two, it's also going to help in preventing these guys, like, stabbing you guys in the back. It's like a little mechanic benefit because Carl couldn't make it, which is fine. You guys will have also been handed the power source, which, as I've said, is about 1/2 foot in all sides, equilateral triangle, that he's got a handle on the end that he unsockets from the thing, and it's about 2 foot long, and it's white and blue glow from this crystal, which he can then obviously place in anyone's bag of holding, which I'd imagine like Boomer or something would hold it.
Danny?
Yes?
If it's a triangle that's 1 foot long on each side, how is it 2 foot long?
1/2 foot. It's 1/2 foot, like, on the face, but it's 2 foot in length. It's an equilateral, like, the end of it is an equilateral triangle that is 1/2 foot on each of the 3 sides of the triangle, yeah?
Yeah.
And
Michael, we're playing Pretend Magic Universe. Just leave it alone.
And it's a 3D shape, so it's 2 foot long.
So it's a triangle. It's a equilateral prism.
Whatever.
It just works.
Thank you. It is given to the party, and this is the thing that you are going to be looking for to replace. The other one should have a handle the same, and it should unplug in the exact same fashion, and it'll literally just be a straight swap, in theory.
The good old stretcheroo.
Exactly. You guys are given that?
While Argyle is casting Pass Without Trace, Vienna will just tap into some Fey magic to make herself a little bit less perceptible as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cough borrowed knowledge, cough on stealth.
Got it. And as you guys step in, I'm going to move you guys to the combat map that I've got, which is a generic map, which I will move the walls as needed. As you see before you, and you guys will be spawning at the top of the room.
Dear, it is of the utmost importance that you stay protected. Now, protected does not mean far away, it means protected. They are different things. If you run away and find more trouble, we're doomed. If you die, we're doomed.
Yeah.
You are the most important person as far as the plan goes.
Yeah, feel free to organize yourselves here as needed. I'm just trying to find Argyle. Where the fuck is Argyle? Actually, where the fuck is Argyle?
Where are you, man?
He's gone on holiday.
Argyle! Come in, buddy.
Not a cat. Oh, I am a cat.
No, you're not.
Wait, I
no,
actually...
you are not.
Can you see? Can you drag your own token on Argyle? Because I genuinely can't find you in my list.
Yeah. I got you.
Thank you, bud. I literally have lost you. Like, I don't know who the fuck you are.
There's everyone else.
How's it gone?
We're missing anyone? No. Good. Feel free to rearrange yourselves very slightly as you are in that like sort of space, as you span in and you can see this strewn laboratory. Like chemical glasses and bottles and like large incubation chambers are shattered, and you can see these large forms that are currently dormant until you guys all appear. You can see in the far wall behind, you can see a large stone door with a pink crystal at the top. And you notice the shark, which is swimming around in this large circular ooze, just turns and makes its way to you. And the other oozes start to just undulate and just tremble and start to react. So we're gonna need an initiative.
You don't want us to roll stealth first? Or is it just very obvious?
No, it's like you guys have just, like, it's a flash of light and just popped into existence. You guys, essentially, you guys were kind of dropped onto these things, and then after, like, hopefully once this combat's dealt with as quick as possible, you guys will be able to then slink into a stealth.
Okay.
Yeah, because Pass Without Trace will last through the combat, presumably.
Rose,
Provided no
Liam,
concentration.
you guys didn't select your tokens when you rolled initiative.
I did, but I think I cleared after I rolled it.
Okay, do you want to roll it again and then just change it to the 23?
Okay.
And then obviously the same with you, Rose. Roll it again, change it to a 3.
1, 3. Enter.
Yes. Hey, don't look. As I'm now going to roll... Okay, so... I'm glad I didn't press enter.
I came back, and literally it was like, oh, we're in combat. Okay.
Not on purpose.
I see.
Like we're there because we got terminated in. Basically, they saw the lights and reacted to them.
Yeah,
They
pretty
didn't
much.
Subtle spell the,
Unfortunate. It is kind of a fuckery on you guys, but it's unfortunately nothing you can do. Just quickly rolling the initiatives for these motherfuckers, which they are not. May I add, they are not very quick. Although I say they quiver and react to you, it's more of like a snail's pace. They kind of like their arms are going, but their legs are not. And the last one. Jesus Christ! Apart from the shark,
Jesus Christ. He's Jesus Christ.
but dear, as you are
Yes.
by far and away the first one to act. How do you wish to initiate this? As you can see, these 4 large, huge, ooze-like creatures. One with a shark. I've always wanted to use this character. Like, this monster.
Oh, yeah. I'm fully aware. Like, dude, the second you see that thing, it's like, I want to
Cool as fuck, yeah.
Let's see my measuring. So if I... Hold on, the channel's getting away, sorry. He's just doing some measuring in his head.
Just remember, the intention is stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just prepare in case things go wrong.
Okay.
Oh, have they actually spotted us at all?
yes.
Okay, so...
How many more times do I need to describe that they have turned towards you and start making moves?
It's the stealth comment that confused me a bit then.
Well, how do you really use loud? The point is, be careful of using loud spells because people in the next room and the next room and the entire fucking facility will hear
If
you.
you cause an earthquake, they're gonna notice there was an earthquake.
My point.
Yeah.
If you use things
So
like erupting earth or something that's extremely loud, or fire a gun, just be aware that you may bring the entire facility on you.
And Thunderwave, for the love of God, do not use.
They're
not prepared,
probably
I don't
expecting.
think.
They're probably expecting some amount of noise from here because they do know that there's like an outbreak of monsters here. So they're probably expecting the monsters to fight amongst themselves. But
it's up to you guys. It's entirely up to you guys to determine what's an acceptable level of noise to make. I knew what you were measuring, Liam. That's why I warned you.
What do you think I was measuring?
Erupting earth or wall of fire?
No.
Oh!
Nice.
Okay. Anyway, what are you doing, dear? Fuck's sake.
Question, Danny. Yes. Where's the exit in this room?
The bottom. Here. Like I said, this is a generic room that I plan to just use and just create the walls as needed, depending on where in the facility you guys are. Because trying to make every room as an individual map would, not even going to bother.
Not even a couple.
Fuck no. You realise, like, how much effort it takes to make one of the detailed maps, like Penelope's shop and stuff? No.
No.
No. Anyway.
Do stuff like that.
I would like to start off by casting Blight on the shark.
On the shark? Is it a save or is it an attack roll?
It will be a save.
All right.
It's an 18 Constitution.
18 Constitution.
I
So,
only got 1 dice above 4.
with an 8, I would like to think that's a fail.
It is, I believe.
22 points of necrotic.
So yeah, as you just cast Blight, and it doesn't affect the ooze as much, but more you target the shark inside, as you just watch some of like its gums as it's gnashing ready and getting like excited as it's getting ready to go. You watch some of the gums start to recoil and rot, and so a couple of the teeth just drift off and dissolve into the ooze itself.
Okay. So for my bonus action, where's it's gone again now? I'm going to use my spreading spores.
Okay.
So, in a 10-foot cube, I'm going to pop them right here. I think I can... Yeah. Basically, it's my reaction with the spores, but the bonus action is send it out into a cube.
Okay. So yeah, you've sent it on targeting the shark.
Yeah. So when he starts his turn there and moves into the cube, it's going to do a saving throw and I'm going to take 1d8, I believe it is now, damage.
Okay. So, as you send out the blight and you just watch parts of the shark recoil in pain and it like a couple teeth just float off, you then with the other hand just send out a small like puffball and it just and just explodes and just some of these spores just scatter in and around the area around it as it just starts to you can see like when you like hit like something really dusty and you just see it floating in the air. Mm-hmm. Same thing. Is that it?
I'm just going to take a step back. And that's the end of my turn.
Argyle. It's on you, bud. What are you going to do to follow up that little shot, huh?
It's tricky. I will first look around to see like how soundproof this room is.
It's solid stone walls. And the door is, again, solid stone with a pink crystal above it. It's fairly thick and chunky. You would expect... make just an intelligence check. Okay. Given just a quick glance around and stuff, you would probably expect some decent levels of sound dampening, but not impossible levels. Like general noise and stuff, and maybe some general combat and some of the more most of the spells should be okay, but it's some of the more adverse ones that might be an issue. You feel like you might be okay for the most part, with the exception of some extreme ones like Fireball and Thunderclap and certain ones like that.
Gotcha. I suppose since the deer was attacking the shark. It's made of water. Looks like.
Water's in the generalist sense. It's the water itself is ooze-like and very viscous and thick, and you notice it has like pseudopods and tendrils like reaching out and feeling.
Just cast Destroy Water, easy.
Could have done if I had prepared that.
Danny's face in the entire encounter, and he's just like, "Oh, well, never mind." Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I will just I'll upcast Scorching Ray towards it.
All of the beams at it.
His whiskers sort of flare up in fiery pulses. Yeah, I'll cast it at 4th level.
Okay. And just all of the beams at the shark bowl?
Yes, why not?
Yeah. And it's funny, like when I was making the turn order, I nearly called it Shark Bowl. instead of the A, I nearly put an O. Shark Bowl.
Or just... Okay, so it'll be an additional two beams.
Nice. So that's 5 total?
Five beams, indeed.
Yeah.
So let me just start the rolling.
Wait. I would be absolutely mortified if you missed.
Oops, that was the third. It doesn't matter because
You've got to roll it each time anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first one hits. For 8 fire damage, but you feel like it's not doing as much as you would like.
That's fine.
As the next one also hits, and the next one also hits. And the 20 also hits.
1, 2, 3, so 2 more.
Wait. Also hits. And also hits. As all of the beams just... as the ooze just ripples, as, like, you see some of... as it steams. None of it does as much damage as you would have liked, but it is still a very decent amount of damage as all the hits hit, and the entire just gelatinous orb just ripples in effect to this incredible force hitting it. But it's still chugging, and it's intending to come for you.
I'll back up a couple, and in my turn.
As it is, Short Bowl, as its turn rolls around, it is going to go 5, 10, 20.
5, 10, 20.
15, 20. Words. It's because it only has a 20-foot movement. My bad. It is going to attempt... Hera looks the biggest snack out of you all. She's the biggest one. Is Rose, I saw you went BRB. Do you back?
I'm back. Yeah, I've been back for a while. I said I felt like I came into it and then went, oh,
Yeah,
we're in
you're right,
combat.
you're right.
Were you here for the last thing I said before you guys teleported in, which was don't
No.
attack?
Oh, wait,
don't
no, it
attack
can't.
don't attack with bludgeoning or slashing against these. It doesn't go well.
That's fine. Totally cool.
It's going to, like, kind of thrash out at you with its pseudopod tendril, and it's going to attempt to hit you for a 21 to hit.
I will use shield.
And to follow the
so it misses.
Yeah, so to follow the action, as the pseudopod kind of semi goes to engulf your arm a little bit, and you kind of use shield to blast it off, the shark uses that momentary entry into its domain to make a bite attack at you. So it is going to make an attack roll. That will 100% miss, as you are able with the shield to repel your arm away from the ooze and kind of just push this large oppressive form back enough that it doesn't do anything yet. But it's there and it's ready. Babuma, are you ready? Liam, it started its turn in the thingy, so we need to do that.
No, I was gonna now the point of chat of thinking I missed it. I can't do it yet.
You can do it.
Okay.
But that means I do get my reaction one though.
Okay. Explain.
So it's going with the same Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Because he's within 10 foot of me.
It is a 7 do.
That's a fail, so he's gonna take 1d8. Let me check what type of damage it is.
Please do.
Where's it gone now? Hold on. It's necrotic damage.
Necrotic, so you take 5 more necrotic damage. Okay, so reactionary, you just kind of throw some more spores out and try and just fill the area as much as possible. And it's not doing a lot, and it's not resistant, it's just more flavor because it's small damage. It's not doing a lot, but you feel it having some effect, and these spores are slightly eating away at the outer viscous ooze layer that this creature has.
Yep.
Not bad, not bad. But Boomer, what are you doing, buddy?
What? That's like an ice cube or something.
It is a large, almost fully translucent cube of gelatinous energy. You have no idea what it can do, but you may certainly find out when it gets to you. Or you can go up to it and wait.
Give it a poke with a stick. See what happens.
They're all like creatures. All 4 of them are.
They are all oozes.
You got anyone like that say do anything like toxic?
As in, like, if you hit them, it's gonna hurt you, do you mean? Or as in, they're gonna do extra damage when they hit you?
Yeah, anything like that.
Make a perception check. The heat of the combat and the fact that there is a fucking shark biting your friend in a non-ocean combat situation. You are a little distracted as you are watching a fucking shark fly, technically.
It's a flying shark.
Technically. Unfortunately, no. You are too frantic looking at over the 4 of them. You don't notice anything that could be helpful or useful.
Okay. I know what I want to do, it's just depending on what damage I put it out as I'll have an action to summon the cannon.
Okay.
It will be in a flamethrower mode.
Flamethrower mode sounds interestingly useful.
Yeah.
You did witness that fire against the shark bowl didn't do as much as you would like, or at least would have hoped that Pyromane could do. Just as a warning.
That's why I was going to change it to a poison spray instead of a flamethrower. That's why I was asking on. That's why I was asking about the other elements.
Makes sense.
So then, how that's positioned, I will move it slightly to this side so it's clear, and it will spray all over the shark.
Okay, so that is a Constitution saving throw, I believe.
Dex save.
Dex.
If we're going after.
Okay, yep. That is a 14.
That is a fail.
He's got a -4.
So that takes 3d8 poison damage.
Nice. Roll that shit. Ooh, fuck. Okay. Jesus, yeah, no, that seems to have done a lot as you just kind of spray the ooze like in an upward, like, arcing angle with it. And what it does is it just soaks into the ooze. And the ooze itself seems relatively unaffected. But what it does is it starts affecting the shark as the shark is reacting quite vigorously to it and clearly doesn't like it. And you notice that it tries to flee to the other side of the bowl, which it does successfully, to get away from it as it's done quite a considerable bit of damage. Nice.
I think a risky move, but I thought it's going to have to be something. But whether it don't affect anything else, we'll see. Can't done my action, done my bonus action, and I don't really fancy moving. So I'll stay put.
Okay. And the end of Boomer's turn. Vianne, the one and only. What the fuck are you doing?
I do not like how close this thing is.
It is big, it is nasty, it even smells a little bit.
I mean, I do speak shark in fairness, but...
Do you want to?
Yeah. Shark, shoot. Bad shark. Go home. You're misbehaving. I don't understand it back.
Is that a spell or is that just a flavor thing?
That's a racial thing.
No, but is it a spell or are you just, like, fucking about talking to the shark?
No, that's... Aquatic beasts have an extraordinary affinity with your people. I can communicate simple ideas with them, but I can't understand them back. That is just innate.
Okay,
racial.
So you shout at the shark and you hope it listened,
you tell it to fuck off.
You hope it heard, and you don't know if it responded.
Yeah, just if there's any look of recognition at all on its face.
I would say Probably
does
not.
it at least look at me or look away?
It would
after looking at me,
acknowledge.
or-
It would acknowledge the noise, but recognition is probably hard to gauge.
All right, let's just check if it has a brain then. May I please have an intelligence saving throw from this thing?
You certainly may. As I roll a lovely -3. I am not kidding.
Take 14 psychic damage and -2 on your next saving throw against things.
Fucking Jesus. No, it's got min-max stats, but that's oozes, I guess. Yeah, no, -3, and it gets a -2 on its attacks and saving throws. Is that till the end of your next turn?
That's for its next, just singular.
Okay, got it. But yeah, no, you just kind of just...
Next saving throw, end of sentence.
Yeah, so you just talk at it in Aquan at least a little bit, and you just hope that something just burns in its ear just a little bit, and something takes effect. Whether it's that or not, you don't know, but you know.
Yeah. I just tell it to shoo, give it a headache.
Yeah. But moving on from that, as you notice, the yellow-looking ooze just kind of has like these large, like thin, spindly tentacles that just, like, you know.
Oh, and bardic inspiration to Helra.
Nice.
Safety.
You know, like when you was a kid, and you had them slappy hands that you could like slap and they're stuck to things. Basically, it's got like those, but instead of like hands at the end, it's just like little balls, as it just and just drags itself along, and it just like repeats, and it's got these two large spindly tendrils that just drag it along as it goes. 5, 10. It's going to use its action to dash. 5, 10. That's all it can do.
Oh no, guys, it's coming.
As it literally is just... And that's all it's doing. And then that's all it can do. But, Hailra, I'm sure you can do a bit more than... What can you do?
Well, I've kind of been told that I can't really hit it with slashing or bludgeoning damage.
No slashy.
I was advised it. Yeah, no slashy.
Slashing and bludgeoning damage is a bad idea against these things. So if you have a
Am I able to step into the cannons space?
No.
'Cause I know sometimes as long as we don't end up in spaces, we can.
I will say you can move through it, but you can't end in it. Because
I can't end in it. So
no, I allow you guys to move through friendly tiles because in theory, you like say if you wanted to go through Argyle Square, Argyle would probably move out the way because, you know, why would you block her? But an enemy would entirely try to. So yeah, as long as you don't end in his space, or like you can move through friendlies, not an issue.
Okay. I'll try something else, I think. Let's see if this works. So I will go through the outskirts to here.
Okay.
If that's okay. And then I am going to cast Lightning Lure on this guy.
Okay. Do you want to just give me a rundown of what that does?
Yeah, I can pop it. I can send it through, I think.
Please do.
So basically, I'm going to create a lat of lightning energy that streaks out at a creature of my choice within 15 feet of me.
Right.
And then they've got to do a strength saving throw or be pulled up to 10 feet. And if it is within 5 feet of me, it will take damage.
Okay, so the black one has to do a strength saving throw. She's an 8.
That's a fail, because this one is a 15 DC. So he's going to take 3d8 lightning damage.
And he's pulled 15 feet towards you.
10.
10, sorry.
10 feet
so
towards.
And if it
ends its turn, if it lands within
5 feet, it takes 11 points of lightning damage.
I got no Hawaiian shirt today, honey. I'm sorry. But, unfortunately, you send out this lightning lure and just engulf it and just drag it. The lightning just kind of shocks it and, like, goes through it. And you watch as it splits. And...
okay.
And you slashing damage and something else did it.
As 2 smaller oozes are now left in its place as it's now been permanently split. Also, unfortunately, it seems that lightning held 0 effect.
That's fine. I just wanted to check something out, but that's okay. Shit. But now that I've used cantrip, I am going to use my action. Well, I get to use an attack as a bonus action as being an Eldritch Knight.
Okay.
And I am going to stab it with my dagger.
Okay. Go for it. Tell me how you do this.
So it's rolling. That's a 19 plus something. That's 28 to hit.
Fuck yeah, it's.
And does 7 points of piercing damage.
Just a quick, which one was you attacking? Red or green?
I would have gone for green.
Okay.
The one that's closest to the rest of the group.
Yeah. So
that is my turn.
That is not bad at all. One other thing
I would have moved 5 feet back up, if that makes sense. No, I won't now because I'm surrounded. Never mind. Ignore me.
Right. So, as you do hit out at the ooze, some of the splashback does come onto you, and you can feel it burn and corrode a little bit as you take 1 point of acid damage, as some of it is residual on like the gloves and sinks through some of the pieces. You also notice that the dagger seems to have taken some wear and tear and is damaged. Just for note, that dagger now has a permanent -1 to attack rolls and damage.
Okay.
Oh no, to just damage rolls, sorry. Or is it a magical dagger?
No, my dagger isn't magical.
So unfortunately, that dagger now has a -1 to attack to damage rolls.
Okay. Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to be super helpful in this fight. Help magic people.
It is unfortunate, but you have done something. You have made more oozes. That is a big plus.
But at the same time, the one thing I wanted to do is check a bunch of stuff to see how it reacted.
Which is more than fair. But moving on to the large cube-like creature's turn, as it's gonna go 5, 10, 15. It is going to dash because it is unfortunately not quick enough. It's gonna go 5, 10.
What?
And does the turret have any ability to make saving throws? Does it have a dex saving throw? Because if not, I would assume it automatically fails if it doesn't have like dex and stuff.
It's supposed to make ability checks. It's 0. So there's no modifiers.
Okay, so just roll a d20 then for me, please, for its dexterity as this cube just enters its space and attempts to engulf it. That is a fail, as you watch as the turret just gets just swallowed up and begins suffering. So let me double check, see if this is on the as it enters or at the start of the turn. Yep, so the turret is now classed as engulfed, and also takes 8 points of acid damage. The creature can't breathe and is classed as restrained. The breathing doesn't matter. But yeah, so it is currently taking damage as it is engulfed, and it is stuck.
Have you got a note of? Have you got a note of how much HP that thing's got?
Oh yeah, I have a coward sheep dedicated to it.
Yeah.
But as their turn ends, another begins, and now we have not one, but two of the black oozes. And the thing is, they're not the most intelligent creatures. You're the nearest thing, Hera. They are going to hit you. Both of them are going to make a single pseudopod attack. The green one is going to hit you for a 17.
Miss.
And the second one is going to hit you for an 18.
Miss.
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
Shit. It is what it is. But unfortunately, yeah. You are the closest thing. They are going to hit you. They are going to miss.
Completely understandable.
They have intelligences of 1. They're not very tactical. But who is tactical? Probably not, dear. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, so for my action, I use my wild shape.
Yeah.
To activate my symbiotic entity.
Okay. The intelligence is doubled. We're at a 2.
Yes. I am then going to move 5, 10. Yep, 10 to there.
Okay.
Yep, 10 to there. Actually, might move 5 more. Hold on.
You can do something and then move the last little bit after.
Yeah,
You can split
I
it.
was gonna
Okay,
move to
Danny.
here.
Okay, Danny.
Yes.
I do want to ask if it's not been done yet. I know sometimes creatures like this have a longer reach than.
Some do. The black ones don't.
Yeah, but it wasn't the black one he was escaping.
Where was he? Sorry, Liam. Where was you?
I was there.
Yeah, you was. Wait, was you at the back wall or one square? One
square in. He was within 10 feet.
Yeah, you would have been in range of the shark bowl as it would attack out at you, Liam.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought he was on the back wall. My bad. Thank you.
Nope.
But it will only lash out though for a 15 to hit.
That just misses.
So yeah, it does lash out and.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I am choosing to take my new temporary hit points, like the one temporary hit point I had before.
Okay, yeah, because you had some temporary hit points. Yeah, you're going to replace it now.
One. That's going to be replaced by 52 temporary hit points.
You sure you don't want to keep that one?
Don't they stack?
No.
No,
10 hit points.
Never.
No.
Yeah, but you don't have to choose. It just automatically happens.
But I think he's more than happy to trade up. I think he's more than happy to trade up a 1 for a 50 fucking 2.
I just meant more if Fian gives us 10 hit points.
No.
That will negate the 52.
It will entirely.
It stays in the on my character sheet to get the pick.
Okay, do you want the 1 or the 52?
If you have temporary hit points, leave more of them. The downside up on a fill phase, you can. Instead, you decide use temporary hit points to keep.
Yeah, so, Liam, do you want to keep your 1 temporary hit point from the candle or the 52 from your...
The 52.
You sure?
Yeah. But
Okay.
if I don't take it, I can't do what I'm going to do next because I don't have my symbol against you up technically.
Well, do you want to tell me what you're about to do?
I'm going to use a bonus action.
Yeah.
To actually throw my spores this time over to here.
Nice. Okay.
And then it's going to... Yeah, I'm going to move back 5 ready for next turn. That's the end of my turn.
Hey, not bad, not bad. Argyle. You see, as Boomer's turret gets engulfed, the Shark Bowl is currently making these heavy attacks, but is so far missing. Hera does pull the black ooze towards her, and it's seemingly the thunderous energy that she does is entirely ineffective and does even cause it to duplicate, although smaller. You can see
for
the other.
It's not thunder damage; it's lightning damage. In case that changes anything.
No, it
She
doesn't.
says thunderous energy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not loud either.
It was a descriptor.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no. I know thunder and lightning damage are 2 separate things. It was just more of a me. But yeah, you so you can see these different situations of the combat changing around you. You can see the yellow one just slapping on the floor, just coming towards you. The other ones are seemingly doing something. What's up, dude? How are we playing this?
Argyle will grimly look at the scene around him with this advancing water gelatinous-like type creatures. And tensing his lower jaw, he looks down at his right hand and he does a nod. And then he will begin to cast a spell that originates out of the ring that is around his finger, and a golf ball sized ball of blue energy appears within the palm of his claw, I guess, and it grows slightly bigger and bigger into an orb as he casts Freezing Sphere and hurls it to the back corner here.
Okay.
But as he does so, his whiskers will ripple with a fiery energy, and he does it with Careful Spell Meta Magic.
Ooh, what does Careful Spell do again? Remind me?
It means that he can choose someone to not need to automatically succeed on the saving throw.
Got it.
And he chooses
Hera.
So
obviously you're safe from this, but the yellow and the 2 black won't be.
Thank you.
I don't
it
think
is
it's
a 60-foot radius.
I don't think Careful Spell protects you from it.
It just makes it saved. So yeah, she still will get some of it, but not all of it.
And it's
I
cold.
also have
1/4
resistance.
the damage.
Yeah, to cold damage, just so you know, Danny. But thank you, I do really appreciate it, Argyle.
Yeah, well, it means
Saving.
less is less. So, is it a save?
It's a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, so
I'll take half of this is cold damage.
got it. So green dot. Ooh,
Oh,
that's unlucky.
However,
You got empowered spell.
nope.
Okay.
Every creature that is kind of like a liquid gets frozen.
Ooh. I will have to
That's
quickly.
all of them.
I will quickly have to check that in a second. Give me a minute. So, green dot gets an 8. Red dot gets 10. Yellow gets a 15. And is Shark Boy in range? Yeah. Shark Boy, when he wants to roll, gets a 10.
They all fail.
Jesus. Because being frozen would count as restrained? I would say.
It freezes. I mean, for creatures that are liquid or principally water, it freezes them.
No, it's interesting.
Somewhere between restrained or paralyzed.
Yeah. I will give them because the thing is that although they are liquid, they technically can't be frozen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow it because I like it. I'm going to give...
I was just going to say, I have a freezing spell, and what it does is it makes it so that the restrained drops their speed down to 0 because they're almost like stuck in place, maybe something like that. They can't advance on us.
I was going to give them restrained, and then they have to make a strength saving throw against Argyle's DC to break
That's
it.
actually what's part of the spell.
Cool.
Yeah.
So basically,
cool.
on their turn, they have to use their action to do a strength saving throw to essentially break the ice that's formed on them. Otherwise, they are restrained. Does that sound fair?
I mean, yeah, and you can use it to your best judgment of like what bludgeoning damage does to frozen things.
Well, I'm just going to leave it as their own resistances and stuff still, but either way, it's a very interesting spell, and interesting. So yeah, you just watch as Argyle just like grows this small sphere and just throws it as far as he can, and it just are in the far side, and then just as just half the room is just engulfed in ice and snow and blizzardy weather. However, you do take a good brunt of it, but have you made a save?
She doesn't need to. She already succeeded.
Oh, yes. So you take yeah, and so you take half.
8 points of cold damage.
Yeah, you take half because of your abilities already. You're already resistant, so you take half again. So yeah, you take 8 points of cold damage from it, which is unfortunate, but given what's just happened, I would say that's pretty damn good. As all of the others take 32. Because I believe none of them have any abilities to negate that in any way. So that was a very good choice of spell.
Yep.
Just updating their character sheets. Because damn. That was a very, very nice move. As you watch now, as a lot of them are struggling to move a little bit and are restrained and frozen partially, but not entirely. You can see the shark is like currently, like, its mouth's like, as it was going in for a bite on Vian, you can see that it's like, kind of like, now it's like gnawing on an ice cube.
And for Vian's benefit, as that spell was casted, I suppose, and dear, there were just whispers in the air of it being whilst it was being cast.
Nice.
And I'll move to the side of the wall there, and put my hand on the wall, just catching my breath.
It was very well done. The shark bowl is up next. It's going to make a strength saving throw, which is 21. Which I assume is a save against Mr. Argyle.
Oh yeah, that would have also been spent unrelated, so it wouldn't matter. Because the shark already failed anyway, so... It had -2 on the first saving throw. It did, but
it was on
it already
the
failed.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
So yeah, a 21 obviously will break the cycle in which it was dealing with, but it's gonna just chug forward towards Boomer. Boomer, can you please make me a dexterity saving throw as it charges forward at you?
Oh no. So I got +2 to this.
On top of whatever you have naturally, yes.
I'm also going to add my Flash of Genius to it as well. So that'll be a 15.
15's still a fail.
Oh.
By 1.
Oh.
It's a DC 16. As you fail, as you use your Flash of Genius to try and swish at it and try and use some of you try and summon some fire from Firebolt and stuff to try and burn it away and pull out, but you're not quick enough. Unfortunately, it probably could have worked, but you're not quick enough, and it swallows you up, and you're now engulfed in its space. You are classed as restrained. You cannot breathe, and you also take 11 points of piercing damage as the shark begins to bite at you.
Was that a weapon? Well, not a weapon attack. Was that an attack, Danny?
Saving throw another attack roll?
It's as part of its movement if it moves into
someone's space. Okay. It then gets the shark gets to make an attack separate from.
Yeah, what it is, it's
still an attack.
It was a save. It was not an attack. Because what it is, if he'd have passed, he just gets pushed.
As in, for Sentinel, would it be classed as attack?
I will allow it. Because in the basics of basic sense, yes.
Cool.
I get what she's getting at. Because yes, technically the shark did bite out and stuff. Because that's what it says. So yeah, go.
I mean, even easier, just moved all within your reach.
Yeah, it also did move 5 feet forward.
Moving within her reach. Moving within her... Yeah. So, Sentinel just... Nope, stay still.
Yeah, it doesn't keep... No worries. I'll save it. I've got loads of reactions. It'll be fine.
Okay. But that's the shark's done. Boomer. It is now your turn. You are currently restrained, and you are currently drowning. You don't take any.
Well, you can hold your breath for as many minutes as your com +1. But if you do anything, speak anything aloud, that'll immediately go. You
can use your action to make an escape attempt if you would like to. And if you would like to, that is going to be a strength check, not a save.
Right. Would I be able to command my cannon to do anything while I'm in that state?
Your cannon is also under the same influence, but from a different creature, and would need to similarly, as it is also restrained, make an escape attempt.
Oh no, the cannon's not escaping at all. You just want to attack.
Cannon's gonna
at disadvantage.
Fire the point.
But no, because it's a save. Yeah.
Save.
And you know what? Because it's engulfed, I will just say it automatically fails. Because how can it dodge what is inside it?
Exactly.
So I would
also, is that telepathic bond?
Yeah.
When you're trying to command it, it is telepathic.
It doesn't say it needs any verbal components.
Yeah.
I will say the turret automatically it automatically fails because it can't dodge what it's engulfed.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, obviously, as well, I've got telepathic bond anyway now.
Yes.
Yeah, telepathic bond is connection. No, telepathic.
All of you have the ability to talk to each other freely.
No, he's got the telepathic feat, is what he's saying.
Ah. Do you want to roll that damage for the poison?
So that's 13 poison.
It's not bad, as the cube takes all of it. It has no means of defending against such an attack from so close.
No. I'd say with the cannon being in there, it has no intention of coming out. I am going to try and escape, though.
Can you make a strength check for me, then, as you spend your action doing so?
No.
Unfortunate, but you are still engulfed in it. Although it doesn't say, I will say that people are allowed to try and pull other people out within reason, as in if they're in the direct middle, then no, but because he's on the edge of it, I will say people can reach in and help, although it won't be as easy. Because there's no rules for it, but I'm saying there is. But unfortunate, as Boomer ends his turn there, Vian. How are you reacting to this? As you watch Boomer get swept up and you just watch his turret just 360 and just spewing green, like, mist inside of the cube that it's engulfed in. You watch Argyle's icicle get shot off and explode and, like, cure this room like a whole 10 degrees cooler.
I'm so tempted to move away from this thing, but I really don't want to get slapped.
And you can disengage. That's the word.
Well, no, it's I want to be away from this thing so that I can attack the other things. I can't Ray of Frost anything right now. And Ray of Frost would reduce the speed of the slimes that already have potato speed.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I'll just try and fight my way through this. Yeah, let's stick to the Mind Sliver. It seems to be working pretty well. Mind Sliver again on this boy.
Okay. So it's got to make an intelligence saving throw, which unfortunately is not.
I think it's physically impossible for it to pass it.
0. 0.
12 psychic damage, -1 on its next saving throw.
Nice, nice. So it takes 12 psychic damage, which it takes all of it. It has no means of defending against it, as the shark that like had its teeth in Boomer's leg just kind of recoils and just thrashes a little bit, and then seemingly goes to go back in for another nibble. But it heard it, didn't like it at all.
I'm gonna try and use my Bardic Inspiration sparingly, like Hiller can hold onto hers, but I don't want to blow it all here, because I don't know if we'll be able to get a rest in.
It's fair. So is that it?
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Okay. So Mr. Slappy is gonna slap his way up to Hailra, and he's just gonna make a pseudopod attack against you, because you. He's gonna hit you with a 10 to hit, a valiant 10.
Nope.
As it just hits you, and it just kind of literally just crack on your shoulder, and then and you feel the shoulder like pulse slightly, and you just kind of look at it, and it seemingly looks at you, and if it had a face of frustration, it may make one, but it's had no effect. You kind of just look at it, just like, really, bud? Really? But what do you do after you give this look of really, bud?
Okay. Okay. If I was to do a cone effect, would I be able to hit all 3 of them at the moment from where they're standing? Or would it just be able to get, like, one of them?
1. Because I'm assuming, like, if you targeted it more at the red one, yeah, no. And if you targeted... no. You can only get one of them.
That's fine.
If you moved up and to the left one and then pointed it straight down...
That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'll move around, so if one of them wants to take an attack against me, that's fine.
Both the yellow and the red dot are going to. The yellow is going to hit you for an 11, and the red dot is going to hit you for a 19?
Miss.
Aww. Anyway.
And then I am going to use Frost Fingers.
Ooh. Okay.
So essentially, in a 15-foot cone, I am going to... they must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. The yellow one
against 16.
Well, that's a 13 for the yellow. Green dot is going to get a valiant 8, and red dot is going to get a valiant 10.
Danny?
Yes?
How did the yellow one move?
Oh, it's still frosted.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. Hang on. Yeah, because it was there. It will still hit it. It's going to make a strength saving throw, thank you. 20. So, yeah, it will break out of it. The 2 black ones are still frozen. It also does mean they technically Well, they could have made their attacks opportunity, but a disadvantage, but they already missed.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So they will take 10 points of cold damage. Seeing Argyle use his ring and throw out that big blast of cold, this is just a cone, and just the ice that's kind of accumulated against Hera just kind of just shoots out against him like shrapnel.
Bang on the button, you watch as the red dotted black ooze just kind of undulates and shudders, and then you just watch it entirely just freeze and just cease to act in any sort of way. And the yellow one looks extremely wounded, and to be fair, the one directly in front of you doesn't look very good either. Like, he looks extremely wounded as well.
I don't think any of them succeeded the
No,
thing, did they?
no.
But green had less HP anyway.
More. Well,
Green
no,
got stabbed.
No, the red one got stabbed.
No, green got stabbed.
Oh, well, I've done it the wrong way around. My bad.
No, I'd just move that one down one. If it was, just replace it. And then with my bonus action, I will cast Hex on. Let's go with the gelatinous cube for strength, please.
Okay, so is that a save?
I can't. I do apologize. It's not a save, but I can't cast 2 spells in a turn. Sorry, I'm getting really confused at the moment.
It's fine. Are you done now?
No, I'll use the rest of my movement and go just up here to next to Vian to be kind of like looking at the shark thing a little bit.
Okay.
There, actually, if that's okay. I just would have done a bit of a wiggle round.
It is now the cube's turn, and at the start, obviously, the turret will take more damage, unfortunately. The turret is going to take a further 24 acid damage.
Ooh.
Is it still up in any way?
Oh yeah. This thing's got a fair chunk of health. What it is?
It's got 5 times his artificer level.
Yeah, that's fine. And seeing you're engulfed, it's going to go 5, 10, 15, and then it's going to dash 5, 10, 15. Yes.
Constitution saving throw, please.
I will certainly make that for you. How does a 14 get me?
That's a fail.
God damn it.
So because my symbolic entity is up, it goes from 1d8 to 2d8.
Nice.
It's going to take 13 damage on the way through.
Not bad. Hell,
Just...
as you see this creature with the turret that's spinning and spewing poison inside it, it goes and attempts to engulf you. Can you make for me a dexterity saving throw? Please.
GBR bead.
So she definitely makes the saving throw, and then other things happen.
I'm going to roll it for her. Because, motherfucker. Give me a moment. Yep, she fucking made it. So, what it is, she's instead pushed back 5 feet because you're there. I'm going to kick her out to the side.
Yeah, because she can, like, choose the direction she's,
Yeah, so she gets kicked out next to you, staying close to you, as this cube just, like, hits, like, a brick wall. And luckily, she kind of braces in such a way that it doesn't absorb her like the turret has. But that is going to be its move. Now, this one is going to attempt to make another strength saving... Well, it's going to make a strength saving throw, yes.
Can you constitute a saving throw first, please?
Yeah. There's a 13, get me.
That's a failed as well. So we roll the damage, or take damage from the first
Re-roll
attack?
it, dude.
Okay. 2.
Oh.
Considering it was on death's door, like, you could have been a savior. But instead, you fucked it. But he's still frozen because of Argyle's good work, so it's going to make strength saving throw. And with a 20, he's going to break out of that. So you have at least delayed half of the board, Argyle, and manipulating them, forcing them to break their own bodies out of the frost-encased tombs that you place them in temporarily. We're going back to the top of the list, dear. I expect to hear good things from you. What are you doing?
Okay. I am going to try and do an infestation on Sharky Boy as my main action.
Okay.
That's the Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is 24.
That'll be a pass. So nothing happens.
Unfortunate, but good try.
Then as a bonus action, I'm going to resend my Spore Square.
Nice. Nice. Is that it?
That's the end of my turn.
Argyle, you've done good things so far. Can you keep it up?
Always.
You always get your man. But these aren't
always
men.
Keep it up.
Nice.
Well, seeing as not cast, Hera just did a cone of cold that seemed to do quite well. I guess he's gonna run down the side of the wall here, and he's gonna look to cast the same thing.
Ooh.
60-foot cone.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you're throwing it in maybe like down here or something.
Well, kind of like going across like this.
Oh, it's a cone, isn't it? Yeah, so.
It's a cone.
Yeah, so you'd be able to get everything but the cube.
Yeah, more.
Because it's like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's more or less directly
Yeah,
to the.
That's fine.
To the east, yeah. Okay, so he will do that, and once again, look to his palm and be casting it through the ring.
Nice. It's a con save.
It will be, yeah.
Shark Boy gets us a 17.
That meets it. So.
That's a pass then, yeah. And black dot or green dot black ooze gets a 17. And then yellow gets a 16. So that's a fail.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very powerful perception you've done there, Vian.
Well, that's been the second time he specifically cast through the ring explicitly, so it was, does VN clock that he's using the ring as a focus kind of thing?
Yeah, with the health that they had left, the yellow and the black ooze both fully freeze up, being now the second and third to freeze entirely. Just let me quickly delete those off my list. And as the cone of cold goes out and blasts, like Boomer, you feel some of the water, the oozy water get a little slushy. It's like a good way, but it doesn't freeze entirely. He's still kicking, kinda, but it's not happy. Rose, I had to roll shit for you because you were gone. The ooze, the gelatinous cube did try to engulf you, but I rolled a nat 20 in your strength saving throw, so, you know, I burned a 20 for you. That's okay.
That's perfect. No worries. Thank you.
And what it did, because you passed, it kicked you out 5 foot, which is, I've moved you to the side.
Cool. Brill. Thank you.
But as Argyle has just swept up the yellow and the remaining black ooze and dealt serious damage to the Shark Bowl. Shark Bowl gets to
nicely done.
Rebuttal.
You constitute a saving throw.
Yes, it has. 13.
That's a fail. It's gonna be a 2d8 again. 6 damage. Necromantic.
Necro damage.
Poison.
It's the Necro damage.
Okay, the Necro damage.
Yeah, spores. Yeah, Necco noises.
But as it starts its turn and gets more attempts to do things, Boomer, you take further damage as you're inside this thing, and you take a further 24 piercing damage as the shark begins going back to town on you after Vian distracted it momentarily. Being inside these things ain't fun. And
No.
because the cube's kind of blocking most of its way, it's going to make... because the shark's distracted, it's going to make 2 pseudopod attacks against Vian. So the first one is going to be... I'll roll that in a second, the severity. The second one is going to be a 12.
No, thank you.
Yeah. The severity is a 23. Okay, Boomer, roll a strength check.
Strength check.
Wow.
Oh.
That's not doing well.
It was a free...
No, he's got a +2 on that one.
No, it was a check, not a save.
Oh,
yeah. It was a free attempt at an escape, because what it is, as it went to rush at Vian, it kind of hit the cube, and it was like 2 walls like bouncing off each other, and it jostled enough that it could have basically shook Boomer free if Boomer would have been able to have taken advantage. But unfortunately, it just managed to retain him, and the shark still got him, and it pulls him back in. That is a shame, but it is how it is. But it is your turn. As now, this is the second turn that you have been restrained, drowning.
Yeah. Okay, Cannon's going to do the same thing again.
It's 360 that motherfucker. It can't save because I just think that makes the most logical sense.
It's releasing poison gas inside of its stomach, like...
Yeah, it has no way to dodge it, so I'm just letting you just do free damage because it makes sense.
It's not affecting anywhere outside the cube, but at the same time.
Yeah, it's guaranteed damage, yeah, as it just takes more and more. And you can notice now that the what was a very clear cube is now starting to be dyed like this musty green, like a dirty dark green color, as it just starts to take over and just spread from the cannon. As the cannon, literally, its turret is just spinning and just shooting this non-stop, just trying its best.
It would be so funny if the cannon also took poison, but it's immune, so it's just like, killing this thing.
It is immune to poison.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Boomer, are you attempting another escape? As I would imagine you're getting pretty hurt.
Yeah, I was going to ask how bad is the cube looking?
The cube, it looks damaged from what you would know very little of a cube's integrity. It looks like it sustained some, like it's not holding its shape as well as it used to, but it is by no means dying.
Okay, I'll get another strength check then.
Go for it, dude.
Maybe we might get somewhere with it.
That is enough, as you manage to swim through, because it's not normal water, it's super thick, and that's the requirement for the strength, because you've got to really put the extra effort in to swim like you would normally, and you're able to escape. You can place yourself anywhere within 5 feet of the creature in any direction you like, as you're able to just, through force of will, just arm after arm after arm and crawl out and just kind of be birthed onto the floor unceremoniously.
Probably kick off the nose of the shark as it's coming in for another bite.
Yeah. As you just managed to get out, because that was one above what you needed. You barely made it. So you just take that you just get birthed onto the floor, and you just take a very quick deep breath in that was desperately needed as you finish your turn, because you have got movement. That was just an action to do.
Yeah, it's a good thing I got a good con.
It was an 18 to escape, what?
No, it was a 15.
Oh, why didn't you have that +2 to saving throws?
It was a check.
That's not a save. It was an ability.
It was a save against being engulfed, but it was a check to get out.
Okay, so when you get engulfed, it's save when you escape.
Yes.
Check. Okay.
Against that thing, yes. Is there any?
Okay.
Do you want to use any of your movement, Boomer, or are you happy where you are?
I'm gonna move to there.
Okay.
Still in line of sight.
That's absolutely fine. But Vian, it takes a couple of slaps at you, but he's being blocked by the cube.
Yeah, just using one to interpose the other. Following everybody else's lead, I am just going to follow up on the cold. As much as the psychic seems to be working, Vian's just going to try and finish solidifying the cube.
I was going to say, psychic is working, but at the minute, you guys are going for a phase of freezing everything. So you're going to try and freeze the cube.
Yep. Or not the cube, the shark.
The shark.
Yeah, I've got
14, which is a fail.
As long as this cannon stays in, I've got technically 2 more attacks against this thing.
It takes it. It does give it disadvantage and just slow it down a little bit, but it's still going. It is pretty damn hurt, but it is not dead. The shark itself is wounded. The ooze is sloppy in places, if that's a weird way to explain it.
Yeah, just gonna keep trying to keep the shield in the way.
Yeah. I can remove you from the field. I can remove that one from the field. So, Hailra, what do? You just saw this thing and you kind of pushed back against it as this cube-like entity just tried to, like, suck you. And luckily, with a bit of quick thinking, you managed to stop it.
I'm going to follow from Vian's example, and I'm going to cast Frostbite on the shark dude.
Shark. So, that is an 18.
That succeeds.
Unfortunate, and apologies, but yeah, it is recoiling and recovering from the first one. That it is still under the effect of the previous frostbite, that it doesn't feel the effect of the second one, so it doesn't take it. Is that all you got?
Cool. I'm going to hit it with my longsword as a bonus action.
Do it.
Screw it.
Fucking do it.
This is going to be at the gelatinous cube, not me.
With the longsword, got it.
That would be a 30 to hit.
I believe that hits. Like quite a bit.
Cool.
Like 5 times the requirement.
Oh, that's only 8 points of damage. And it is a magical weapon as well, if that helps at all.
Yep, no, that's absolutely fine. It takes it entirely. As it just takes it, and you just watch as you cut the cube and it just like splits and flays open, but then you watch as it just slowly does reattach itself and rejoin. Yeah, but it seems to have taken whatever you've done to it.
This is a Terminator.
Cool.
Yeah, like T2. Yeah.
And then I wanted to ask a quick question. If I was to force somebody else's movement away, they wouldn't get an opportunity attack, right?
Because it's only if they use their own movement and or reaction. Yeah, if you push or drag somebody, they're fine.
Cool. I want to drag Vian behind me to here, please.
Yeah, that'll be 10 foot of your movement.
That's fine. I'm not moving.
Yeah, so...
Yeah,
I imagine it's just that princess pick up and twirl where she just...
Yeah. Very cute. Like a dance move. Drop her in there.
But yeah, no, that happens, and there is no repercussions immediately from it. At the end of your turn, the cube's going again, as it's going to do more damage to the turret. It's going
to do a saving throw as well.
13 points of acid damage onto your turret, Boomer. How is it looking? Adam?
It sounded like he estimated it could take about 2 more hits, was the math?
It's down to 20.
But it was a con save, which is a valiant 18.
That just passes.
So just any half?
No damage.
No damage.
If you pass it, it's no damage.
Okay. So what it's going to do is it's going to essentially... It's going to charge forward, and it's going to try and engulf all 4 of you. Which will kick the turret out. But it's going to go 5. No, that's the turret. So it's going to be 5. So, Hera, can you please make a... let me just double check. Dexterity saving throw, please.
I think as well.
Please.
Dexterity.
Please.
Sorry, it's coming through. This obviously with a +2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not that really helps.
I have faith.
That's a 13.
The candle makes the difference. The candle made the difference. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna get kicked out, Hera, to the side as it just there. As it just keeps barreling forward. Vian and Boomer, can you both do the same? Dexterity saving throws. As it's just barreling forward. With the mighty speed. That is success. That is also a success. So you two get kicked out the sides like that. And then Dia, you're the last one, buddy.
17.
That is also a success as you move to the side as well, as it literally just crashes into the wall, and just like with a loud wet slap as it just hits the wall, failing in whatever it was
Sorry,
attempting
Danny.
to do. No, I think it's fine. I don't mind at all. But
Just a wet squish as it crashes into the wall.
oh yeah, it's like a meaty wet slap as it just ups the wall, and all of you are just like up to the side, just kind of fucking hell. Yeah. What are you doing, bud?
Okay. So, I would like to cast Moonbeam. Or who do I cast it on? The cube or the shark? Because I can't get both.
The shark, because I've got.
Well, you can get both. It just means Boomer will be in the way.
I'm not going to hurt Boomer.
Aw.
Might like it.
Yeah, okay, let's get
Who
another.
give them ideas?
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the Moonbeam on the shark for my action. Now for my bonus action, I'm going to move my... Well, I'm going to re-send my spores to here.
Got it. Okay. So, at the end of your turn, Argyle. Yeah, kitty. What you doing, buddy?
I'm gonna observe the situation here. Like, how are these gelatinous kind of creatures doing?
Shark in the shark bowl and aspects around it look pretty damn wounded. The cube looks okay. It looks hurt. It seems to be not holding its form as well, but the shark bowl, like, it's getting slushy and sloppy instead of being very thick and viscous, and the shark's got a number of wounds and lacerations, and there's some blood trickling from it.
Okay, seeing that they're kind of bearing down on everyone and they're not getting out of the way, he's gonna grit his teeth and whisper to himself, "Joaquin, I need your help here." And he will rush up to the sphere and he will thrust his clawed paw out as he casts Inflict Wounds onto this.
Okay, what level?
At 4th level.
Oh shit! It's a save, isn't it?
It's a melee spell attack.
Okay, go for it, dude.
It's a natural 20.
Oh god, goodbye.
Ah! You want to roll that damage, my guy? Because I think I know where this is going. Remember, all the damage dice are maxed, and then roll another set on top. So what is it, damage-wise?
Well, it will be 60-10.
So it's 6
normally.
So it's 60 plus 60-10 rolled.
So 60 plus 60-10. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 60-10 plus 60 because you max all the dice and then roll the same again. Holy fuck.
So wait, would it be doubled? Oh no, it won't be doubled. That's what you're...
No. Yeah, instead of just rolling the dice and doubling it, so Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
Necrotic damage.
Going down a route that's semi-unfamiliar to you because you're a fire druid. You're a fireman, you're a fiery personality, you are hot. Literally and metaphorically. And going down the route of having to use cold damage just seemed a bit weird to you and a bit alien, even if it is something that's new to you. You tried the scorching ray, it didn't work. You then tried the ice, which did work, but seemingly wasn't slowing them as much as you would probably have liked. And you just kind of grit the teeth, you just clench the fist, and you just thrust the fist inside, and it just goes inside, and the shark notices, and just goes and bites and clamps onto your hand. But you just let this energy out and just throttle this motherfucker from the inside and just practically invert it and just kill it on the spot. And very quickly and soon after, you feel as the thick gelatinous ooze just turns into very less viscous water and just sloshes at your feet. It's done. Like, it only had like 20 HP. It's done. Like, you fucked that thing up as the shark just kind of falls, and you notice that signs of necrosis have just started almost immediately.
Oh, Boomer, by the way, bit slaps that shark.
It's done. Damn, that was some damage.
Joaquin wanted that thing dead, obviously.
Yeah, just a bit. Damn,
So, and he pulls down his hat of disguise, so like it like doesn't splash up against his face because he's like right in melee range because it bursts.
Yeah, it's a little grody, but unfortunately, unlike the black ones, it doesn't seem to have any acidic effects. None of the others do. Is that all you got?
For the moment, he like looks towards the cube. He thinks that the rest of the party's got this, and he's gonna look towards the door. Yeah.
Boomer, how you doing, bud? What do you want to do?
Cannon's having another pot at it in the last turn.
Sure.
Ooh.
Still going, but it is taking more and more, and more of it is becoming greener and greener and greener.
Is it like a rough or is it just...
It's hurt.
Slowly... Okay, I'm going to use an action to detonate the cannon.
Okay. How does that work?
As an action, you command the cannon to detonate. If you were 6 feet, doing so destroys the cannon and forces every creature within 20 feet to make a dex. But obviously, it's inside something, so I don't know.
I will say, because of the thick and viscosity of the cube, I will say everyone in 20 feet, other than the cube, will get advantage. You will still have to make the save because you are. It's not like an entire wall of like protection. It's still jelly-like. But I'll give everyone around you advantage. So can Vian, Aelra, Boomer, and Dia make us the save that's required at advantage?
It will be a dex save.
I'll take the 27, please.
Okay. Okay.
I roll a surprising amount of doubles.
You do. You really do.
You did yesterday.
Aelra?
The double 20s were the most annoying.
I believe the 17 also succeeds, so...
it's a 19, technically.
Yeah,
plus 2.
Yeah, I'm not going to roll for the cube. It can't do anything about it, so the cube's going to auto-fail. Can't dodge what's inside it.
It can't dodge the grenade in its stomach.
No. So, do you want to roll that damage? Is it half on a success?
Yes.
Okay. So, everyone bar Dia and the cube are going to take half.
Oh, for God's sake. Good in some ways, bad in others. Still
going. As the turret just kind of shudders for a moment and you just see a couple of the gears just whir, and send shrapnel.
Collectively, more damage to all of us than you did to the creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of your turn, Vian, on you.
Look, Evan said not to use swords. Hailor used the sword. It seemed fine. I'm following Hailor's example. Let's go sword powers.
Hey.
It was a warning that they might do exactly what happened that Hailor did with the lightning lure.
No, you're completely correct.
But she's just in positive enforcement.
Yeah.
So go on, roll to hit.
Vian coats her blade in Summer's Flame, and it just tries to cleave this thing in twine.
I think it's in twain, but sure.
27.
No, it's in twine.
27 hits, and in twine, you
the
fucked
extra
it up.
5 does nothing, but
yeah, but the everything else does plenty and enough, might I add. As you just slash through it, and it just kind of peels back for a moment, and like a book opening, and as it goes to reattach, it just kind of goes, nah, not today, and then just falls entirely in half. As it just falls over dead.
I assume Michael's was at the math.
Yeah, no, I had a moment there of you just saying, like, it's not, the fire doesn't do anything, and I'm like, but there's a mountain of fire in your other... Oh, it's Green Flame Blade.
I will say, it is not the end of combat just yet.
How much HP did it have left?
20. Because as you notice, Argyle, as you're looking down at the door at the front, you notice the pink crystal begin to glow ever so slightly, and you just hear the door just shifting as it's getting ready to move.
God. With I haven't cast any spell that required concentration, so my
And you haven't taken damage, so Pass Without a Trace is still up for everyone.
Yes, because it's up to an hour.
Yeah, and although the map is devoid, there are strewn tables and broken things, and there's plenty of. Give me flavor of where on the map you are, and like what you pull to, like if you want to pull a chair or a table or something, just tokens be saved.
Yeah. I mean, if I could like quickly and elegantly move a table or tip over a table, to like hide behind, as the shadowy fog like billows out underneath from my cloak. I gesture to everyone really quickly to gather behind the table.
You know what? It sounds like a really good idea. Can I get a stealth check to see how good of an idea it actually is, though?
For everyone?
For everyone who's going to be attempting to.
Tells people. Oh,
everyone will have plus 10. So
yeah. Do you want to mentally? You mentally have told everyone to hide, yeah?
I would have pointed out, and you can see that there's an aura. It's just where deer is where it ends. I don't know if you can see my aura because I don't think Danny set it up for you guys to see it.
Give moment.
No, it's once it's gone, everybody who was inside catches it. I think.
Okay.
Give moment.
Where is the door, Danny?
At the bottom.
Yeah.
Is it here where I'm moving the marker thing?
Can people's people can't set aura.
Yeah. Okay. While I'm doing that as well, can I drop concentration and just use a bonus action with my spore area?
Say that again, Liam.
So can I use? Well, can I just get rid of drop concentration on my moonbeam?
Mm-hmm.
I just get rid of my spore area.
Certainly, mate. Yeah, I don't know how to make it visible. I've set it so player permissions C, but there you go.
Yeah. You'll hear in your head, obviously, Hera will say, "Well, let's say I appreciate it. Give me a moment." And I would like to get to one of the sides of the doors and just get ready for whoever's coming in. I'm going to attack. Essentially, as long as they seem
move yourselves as need be. So yeah, you're hiding like behind the door here.
Argyle's lead.
Oh, sorry.
And so yeah, you're all getting behind a table there. Hera's like up against the wall, just ready.
Obviously, I'm using my hopefully nimbleness to hide between everyone.
Yeah.
So
assume the door's here, so I'm going to
it's in the
my
center.
back against it with the my arm ready.
Everyone make stealth checks.
I was also going to, alongside that,
go for it.
Minor illusion to try and make just like what looks like a little slime, like next to one of the knocked over like tables or something, so it looks like the slime did that.
Okay.
So it's just like, oh yeah, no, it's just the slime's making noises. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine.
That's a 36 and a 30 so far.
Jesus Christ.
That's a 15.
29, darn.
Oh no, that's just a 5, but you do have advantage because of Blessing of the Trickster.
You do.
Oh, I didn't know I got the blessing. Thank you so much.
Argyle gave it you, yeah.
Yeah, Argyle gave you Blessing.
Argyle.
Mm-hmm.
And I will also add my bardic inspiration because I think it's still within 10 minutes of the fight beginning.
Yep.
So on top of the 20
now?
D10.
Yeah, on top of the 29 you add
No, she's not. Yeah.
No,
she's not in Pass Without Trace.
Oh god, yes, you're right. You're right. But
so I'm at 27, but I'm like
still
literally
fucking
waiting
good. It's still fucking good. As walk in, you see a singular guard, and he kind of just he's looking at scans the room, and he's like kind of just scanning here, just expecting to see the cubes, and he's looking incredibly confused, and he's just kind of takes a couple more steps in, and he's like, and you kind of hear him muttering to himself, "How like, the fuck was all that?" He's kind of just looking round.
Do
What was that?
Mentally, everyone hears, "Shall I?"
Let's see if he takes the...
Quietly.
And as he walks away, obviously the door behind him does begin to starts shutting, but obviously...
Oh, yeah. We need access.
We need to...
Yeah. Shit. Okay, I am going to...
Yeah, because he walked
Stepping
far enough away
behind
from the
him.
door, it's now beginning to shut behind him as he's like looking into this room.
Yeah, we need access. I'm going to do like the Assassin's Creed, like come up behind him, and then I'm going to quickly just stab as many times as I can with my sword into his back.
Well, with
3 times.
With that, it's going to be a surprise round because he ain't seen none of you fuckers roll with advantage as you just come up behind him. He's wearing like solid plate mail. Like he's not no cheap like fucking chainmail guard. This guy's armed, but he's blissfully unaware.
So first attack, rolly. Yeah, I'm guessing that hits.
Fuck yeah, it does. Fuck yeah, it does.
Do we roll all 3 attacks?
Yeah.
And then roll damage?
Yeah, you may as well.
Second attack.
As you just go like prison shank style, you just with your longsword just go in, out, and you shake it all the fucking bout.
Prison shank with a longsword.
Mate, like with these rolls, she can fucking do what she likes. Jesus Christ.
29, and a 19.
If even the non-news rolls all hit, so yeah, all 3 hit as you just literally okey cokey this motherfucker.
I imagine if the last one is going to take him out, it's almost like just straight across the neck.
Don't worry, I'll flavor it as need be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1. Brilliant.
So,
I
will allow everyone else to have a surprise round on him before any initiative needs to be rolled.
The door being open.
The door is closing.
No, but it's open.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll mentally say anything quietly. And I will...
He's still alive, but he's extremely hurt. And I'd imagine, as you like stab 3 times as you stab 3 times in the lower of the back, I'd imagine for the sake of you probably put your forearm around his mouth. Just try and muffle as much as you can.
Yeah. So if you would remember my bonus action, if I could put my hand over his mouth and then just like start pushing him forward.
Easy enough.
So I'm going to move him further into the room.
Dear, I can hear you going to say something.
Can we move as part of our surprise round?
Yes, it's a free action, like free turn. Okay. Sorry.
I was going to double check.
And you will get advantage because this motherfucker, like, he was not prepared.
No.
Okay.
He was expecting to see oozes, not a group of roguish intruders.
I'm going to move to the edge of the special stealthy area, I'd like to call it. The snow.
Mm-hmm.
Before it goes, would I been able to have moved him forward away from the door, like slowly? I want to try and see if I can move him 15 feet.
You wouldn't be able to move 15 feet because you had to move up as part of this. You move 10 feet, so you can only move 2 more squares. So you could go 20, 30 to there.
Okay,
yeah,
so
perfect. Thank you.
Go back to...
Okay, that's absolutely fine, yeah.
And Dia would like to use the tentacle rod on him.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, as the 3 tendrils just from you just tap the tentacle rod on the floor and just the 3 tendrils just lash out in unison towards this guy. Advantage.
Yeah. Oh, he's not going to roll with advantage. It's going to be awkward, okay?
Yeah.
So, that's the first attack.
That misses, unfortunately. It hits, but it hits off the armor.
Oh dear. Second attack.
That hits.
And let's quickly do the third attack before roll damage.
That hits as well. So 2 of the 3 attacks hit. So you don't get the benefit of if all attacks hit, but you do get some damages.
Yeah, that'll be 2d6 damage. And it is bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
So 7 bludgeoning.
Is it just 2d6 and no pluses?
Just 2d6.
Yeah, poor guy's still alive. Like, but he's not in a good way.
I remove the arm that has a bracelet on it.
Go for it. Advantage. Yep. That
20 slashing fire damage.
Yeah, you notice it's on his left. You notice it's on his left arm as he's like pulling at like Hela's arm, and he's like crying and yelling and screaming and whimpering as you just slice into him, and he dies.
Does it
just-
instant cauterize him though as it goes? Because it's flame blade.
Yeah. Does anyone want barbecue?
Oh no.
As yeah, no, this guy's done. This guy's
Look, we need
done.
the bracelet to get through doors.
As the
I'm
door
solving problems.
the door finishes shutting as it just goes, as he just drops to the floor as you let him go, Hara. He's done.
I'll just let him
As,
drop and. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say that as he drops, Arga will stand up, look at him, and tug on his hat, and the hat of disguise will make him look like that guard.
That's
Oh.
good.
Oh, man.
Vian tries to like eye Argyle's hands or like arms beforehand. Is the bangle gonna fit or?
Panko, what are you trying to say?
Well, no, because
Are you
what they
calling
say
me
about
fat?
Men with big hands.
Vian tugs off the bangle.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like holds up the human-sized wrist size that it goes on. Does it magically fit, or do we know, or?
Well, you take the bangle, and it's a similar pewter bangle with 3 inlaid sections, but this one seems to have 3 colors, as it's got pink, blue, and red. And it doesn't seem... The bangle itself doesn't seem to have any magical properties.
It's the gems.
Well, yeah, that was because some things will magically resize, but if the bangle itself isn't magical,
No, it seems to be just the stones. The bangle is more or less just the setting for them. And it seems that one of his slots are available, so in theory a 4th one could be added, but this one has 3 of the 4 slots filled with pink, blue, and red. So I'll move you guys back to the
I'll
other
hold on to
map.
this then. Makes the most sense.
Could I, instead? I don't want you to be the first one going through doors.
Yeah, okay.
At least you
Yeah.
guys, especially if Argyle is there in that man's form, it will look like the person's coming in, but I can always then launch from the shadows. I just don't want you to be in the front.
Toss it to Hera then.
And I've just marked the
I'll
augmentations
put it on.
doorway with a pink one. It does semi-blend into the map, but oh well. Best I can do. Unless someone wants to make...
You're in Augmentaians.
You are, given the size of the room, you would notice yourselves to be in the augmentations department. And you would notice from signs on the walls and things like that. You are, if you want to put your tokens on the map. Yeah. Well, if you feel free to put yourselves on there.
She's one of us.
Okay. Yeah, you are in the augmentations, and that doorway is a pink crystal doorway.
She can get through.
But
Okay.
as you guys plan on what your next moves are, to the audience hall, you guys have been waiting for a few minutes, not long, and eventually in will walk a few people, and they don't go and sit down at the tables, like, so you kind of expect them. Oh no, it's not them. And you just kind of wait in a few more minutes, and then eventually they will walk in, and 2 people walk in and leaving a 3rd seat free, and they'll sit at the table, and a couple of the guards just kind of, without wordlessly gesture to you guys to kind of go on, stand up, go, which Joseph will follow and just be like, oh yeah, just stay with me, stay behind me for a little bit.
Okay.
As you see 2 men, and you notice, like I said, the 2 sit and the 3rd seat's free, so make assumptions as you will. These to be 1 and 2. 1 sits in the center, 1 sits to his right, so your visual left. And the center one speaks up. Joseph, what's the meaning of all this? You've been speaking with us for a while now, so why have you called for this arrangement, and why have you brought these with you? Well, look, we've been talking for a while. We've been working out ways to do things differently, but I thought it would be best rather than speak to the people you send, come here and speak to you all directly. I brought these with me because you know, I've come to meet you in your place, it made sense to bring some of the people I trust with me as people to just be with me as a just in case, as a deterrence or anything that may or may not happen, or that won't happen. Right. That makes sense. But it's an interesting choice given the people you have specifically brought with you. Sure, neither of you two know who I am, but I'm sure you at least know of us. Looking at Gray and Evan.
I give a nod.
Gray?
I try and stay as still as possible.
So, get to the point. We don't have all day, and we've got many things that we wish to be getting on with. And just for the sake of, this is rewinding a tiny bit, so the, ongoing combat is still ongoing in this.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have for us this time? Have you actually come up with some sort of idea you wish to present with us, or are you just here to blither on more? Well, looking at different things, and I understand why you're doing the things you're doing, but we disagree, and things are dangerous to carry on as they were, and they are. Spoken with Zyrellus, and trying to come up with some sort of agreement and things, and I know that all of you are looking at more power and just more means of expanding on everything you can do, and that's why you're pushing for the things you are, but Zyrellus has offered to take as many as willing to be under the patronage of her, and she will bestow you with powers you want and need as a potential. She's a significant member of her plane and knows a great deal and is willing to share things similar as she's done with me and Xerxes here. Xerxes doesn't speak during this. I know it's probably not exactly what you wanted or expected, but it's almost limitless power in a way that you want, but just a different kind of power. You expect us, to work under some fiendish entity and just accept that just because we gain power? We don't gain power just for the sake of, boy. We're here to expand ourselves and not be under some overwhelming lordship or ladyship. We're here to forge our own path and do it our own way. It's entirely unacceptable. Understandable. But you're doing multiple paths. Surely at least maybe looking into the crystals that you're working with, surely that should be plentiful on its own, right? They offer you an almost a limitless source, if not at a cost compared to the other plans you're doing. Surely maybe looking at something like that might work better at least limit the damage, because if we continue to press and pull at the weavers we have, been warned and shown what could happen. We could pull ourselves into a dark age where no one gets anything. Entirely untenable at this point. She's maintaining the weavers best as he can, and what else are we to do? During this, back to the augmentations room. Because the combat you did. Alright, Hailra, pack it in, you're not there.
I know, I'm not there, but Rose was like,
put your shtickle away. But because, like, obviously, I know it's going to be a bit skewed on time, but the combat, although it takes a lot of physical time, is not a lot in-game. Back to you guys, as you have just pulled this bangle dead off the guy. And also, Evan and Gray, if you two at any point want to try and help Joseph and step in, please do. Things may drag you in, like, the conversations, but at the minute, it's just the initial proposals of potentials. It's at least laying the foundation, and then they'll talk on top.
Yeah, no, it was I needed to listen to where they were at with the conversation before I started.
No, that's exactly the point, yeah, because I know that was a bit of a cutscene monologue, but it's setting the foundation of where Joseph's at, where they're at, and then obviously feel free to chime in and help if you wish, or can, or do or don't want. But back to the augmentations room. You have this bangle. It has 3 stones in it. What are you guys doing?
Ready? And I'll move towards the door if everybody gives their assent, so I can move forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, have you guys let us know mentally that you're here yet?
Oh, I think you can hear us because it's all coming across the bond, isn't it? So you can probably
No,
have heard
I'm-
most of that conversation.
I would say, given, the communication they're having during the combat using it, you would hear it. It's like an open radio.
Okay, I imagined it was also like there's an open radio frequency and there's probably also private channels as well.
Yeah, but I'd imagine you guys are probably listening on the open, just in case anything goes awry, because I think you and Gray would like to be in the know, wouldn't you? So it would make sense that you're using an open channel initially, because, you want to, because, like, if you hear things going bad, if there is any potential you can do anything, I'd imagine you would try, so you need to be aware.
If anything, I'm sure we'll send you an update at this point going, we're in, we've got a bracelet, we're about to move forward.
Yeah.
In true infiltration style, we're in.
Yeah, the hacker voice.
Mm-hmm.
We're in.
Yeah. And then here goes nothing. I will
Do
move
you want me
towards the
to
door.
step out first? Because, and he gestures to himself.
That's why I needed the mental communication of, you've got a person who's disguised as a person who should be there. Do you want him as the scout?
Just purely just to step outside, just in case someone else is out there.
Yes, but just be careful.
Okay.
And I'll step to the side, but motion towards the door with the bracelet to see if it'll, like, when you use a key card.
Yeah. And when you get within about a foot of the door, the crystal does react and shine, as well as the little stone on the bangle, and they both shine in unison. And the door will slowly part and allow passage for just Argyle at this point, or the rest of you going through. It's a 20-foot by 20-foot little corridor hallway bit before it opens into the main, because remember, each square is 20 foot. So you can all step in theory.
When Argyle does step through the door, I will, but I'll go against this wall, if that makes sense. I'm behind him by about 10 feet.
Okay.
So the people will see him first.
So are the rest staying in the augmentations room for now?
Yeah.
Okay. Can those that are making moves make stealth checks, please?
Not necessarily being stealthy. Everyone else can be.
Okay.
I'll still have my.
Like I said, I'll be. So I'm in within 10 feet of Argyle, just a little bit, so I can't be seen, if that makes sense.
Love how everybody's staying in the room, so everybody who stays in the room is rolling stealth.
Well,
yeah, I was thinking that.
We have to stay close enough to at least, the very least, tag along. Like, he should be the first one through the door, but I'm probably going through the door once he's, like, here, so we don't get left behind.
So nobody's waiting in the room, then.
Okay.
So it's
No,
28.
it's
Maybe
20 foot radius from me to be stealthy.
So as long as the team's, like, just behind me or around me, they'll still be within your range, but we shouldn't be catching, just in case anybody fails, won't be triggering them going, do you know what I mean? Basically, we shouldn't be able to be seen. We're staying against walls and stuff like that.
It's fine. It's fair. But as you guys peek out, you can see. I'm just going to do a quick squiggle with some. Well, actually, I'll do a square because it's easier. You can see there looks to be a person here, and a person here, and you can hear a person down here. Actually, no, you wouldn't hear that person. Sorry, my bad. You don't hear a person. Don't look. Don't look. What you actually do see is right here is you actually see pink doorway right there, and looking down you see a pink doorway here and here. And you would also see, because these doors like right up against the edge, you would also see red doorway here.
And we have blue, red, and pink, right?
Blue, red, and pink, yeah. So at the minute, you have access to everything you can see, but there is 2 guards. Just 2.
I'll telepathically communicate.
And they look almost identical in terms of armament to the guy that came in, just as a thing.
Could we get them to go into one of the rooms so they're out of our way? This is all telepathic, obviously.
I have assumed as much.
As in a little charm, or even I heard a noise and there seems to be a hole through to the lab and we can quickly, but then they'll figure us out pretty quickly.
Quick, someone throw somebody put a naughty magazine down. That always works in stealth games, right?
We need a box.
The ultimate stealth weapon.
I was going to say we should just put a shitload of boxes and just crawl around.
I mean, the problem is if you'd have bought boxes, 3 of you would have been incapacitated for the combat.
Well,
okay, the
so we all know that from kind of where we're coming into, that we need to be heading down in this direction. Yeah, like this way, right?
Well, that's depending on different things. If you're knowing that you're in augmentations, you know that room platforms are supposedly where you need to be going for drop gear.
Well, we wanted somewhere in this corridor because we either wanted a vault or a library.
This is it, and the.
Well, we communicated the library.
Yeah. So, do you want to go that way? Do this side quest, and then
come
sneak
back
that
out.
way.
We can't go that way.
You can't go through blue.
This isn't a door. This isn't a door.
That's not a door. You were trying to go through a wall then.
Go down.
So we'd have to go down.
I was doing vague.
Yeah, the problem is you guys don't have purple, but you don't know that purple. You don't know purple exists.
Well, that's the thing, is if they communicate like doors and bangles of what they've got, I would then communicate to them saying we've seen blues and purples down here.
I would allow that.
So I would have communicated.
You can there, and then double back.
I potentially have an idea. It's a little out there. Looking at the combatants, like the guards, what are they wearing?
Plate mail. They seem to have hand axes and shield. No shield. Sorry, just a couple hand axes, maybe a light crossbow. They look identically armed and have bangles and stuff. Like the guy, if you look at the dead guy you just killed, exact armaments.
Okay, well that's what Argo is wearing, I guess.
Looks like he's wearing it at least.
I'll telepathically say, well, I could heat up the closest guard's crotch area and then try and help him to the bathroom to take off his armor, or get the other guard to do it. Whilst you all sneak through the other side, but that's all I got. I don't really have any strong charm enchantments.
I could probably handle both of them, but I don't know if that would be tipping our hand too heavily.
We want to try and keep this subversive.
We would have to babysit them the whole time if I handle them.
I mean, I will do it on the one that's closest and call over the other one to come help him, to take him to the bathroom or something to help him get out of his armor. That seems, because I'm meant to be like here, right? I mean, this is it's the only thing I can think of. But I'm all ears if you have anything else.
I mean, you could do that so to bring them all over to you, and then we can quickly snap them into this room, take off their bangles, and they are trapped, or they won't be able to be found for a little while.
Are you're referring to the holding cell?
That's what I'm thinking.
We could throw them
like
through
if
a
we
door
were
without
to
their bangles, yeah.
And then they're technically trapped in there.
You're gonna have to be quick then if I do this. Well, not. You just have to wait until they open the door. I'm gonna need to have the bangle to open it for him.
Okay. Oh, I have an idea. If you want this to be quiet, I can. Does anybody have any ability to? Yeah, no witnesses. Get them to come over here, and then we ambush them rather than going into the holding cells.
I think I actually have this one.
Okay.
Go for
I
it.
need line of sight on one of them.
I'd imagine that's easy enough for the peak.
Do you guys trust me to handle this one?
Just be mindful of any verbal components.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got subtle
You
spell.
have to watch that with. Bian has 4 multi-classes. You don't have to worry about anything.
No.
Bian is a monstrosity.
Well, she's designed to be a unique creature, not a class. She's not a bard, she's a nymph kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. She's got subtle spell, basically.
Yeah. Well, so subtle spell like Psychic Lance would incapacitate this guy and probably just make him go looking for headache meds or similar once he got his bearings from the dizzy spell. Is my logic.
Do your thing. You asked us to trust you.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Yeah. Int saving throw on this guy.
Okay. 9.
He takes a bunch of psychic damage and is incapacitated for 6 seconds.
Jesus Christ. Let me quickly.
I'll roll it, but
Yeah. I just need
headache him.
Incapacitated.
And a subtle spell on
be
that
dead.
too.
Oh, if he's got the same HP as the other
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, no. He doesn't go down, but like he immediately like leans forward and he's grabbing his head like, oh fuck. And the other guard goes, the fuck's wrong with you? You alright? And he'll kind of, oh, no, the door's moving with him. Come here. And he'll come running over like, oh fuck. Head.
Should I go?
Does anyone respond to Argyle?
I didn't quite hear him.
Shall I go? He said.
Oh, yeah, if you want to. Your call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get him. Tiger.
Okay. Lion. Yeah, he'll step out and rush
Maybe
over
take over his post.
I'll rush over to like see like what's going on as if I was a concerned guard.
Ulstus, and he'll call out to you, like assuming you're the same guy that will. What the fuck's wrong with him? He just doubled over and. Oh shit. Kendrick, dude, and he kind of like pat him on the shoulder, and he's kind of leaning up a little now and a bit dazed and woozy. Oh, what was that? Kendrick, dude. Okay. Ulstus is in now. Right. Shit. And he kind of looks around and
You'll hear.
Let's get him.
At this point.
Go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say. So from like Argyle, you're maybe suggested say he needs a drink of water or some food if he's got a headache all of a sudden. Try and get him to go down that way.
Let's go get him to the medical wing. Don't look good.
Okay.
Looks really fucked up.
I'll like peek open his visor if he's wearing full plate mail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll stand guard whilst you take care of him.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we should put more of us on today.
I'll take a peek if they have any different colored bangles on them as they.
Take a peek. Roll perception. Not that you can see.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna. Yeah, and he'll start taking this guy, and the guy is like kind of reeling and like holding his head. He's rocked. Like he's not dying by any means, but he's shocked because like he wasn't expecting. And the door will open and close, and you'll see him continue on, and then they go.
What did you see beyond the door as he stepped through?
Make a perception check, as I'd imagine you'd be keenly watching.
Me?
Yeah. Well, you're the one closest, as you're looking down the hallway and probably looking through the door, trying to see if you can see anything.
16.
They're not hidden very well, so that's fine. I would say you'd notice an orange glow sticking above the door there, and you would notice green here, and you would notice red there. I'd say it's too far to notice the vault's door.
What's the lighting situation here?
Well lit.
Well lit. Okay.
But there's no visible sources of light. But yeah, he kind of like, as he's taking, like, he puts him closer to the wall just to, like, you assume to, like, maybe in case he has to topple over or something. And he stands on his right side, so, like, guarding him from the middle of the walkway. And just, like, and you'll see the door opens and shuts, and seemingly in the clear.
Mm.
I'll communicate all clear to the rest of the party. I'll go over there to give them the same soft stealthiness. I say, what's the likelihood that Clarissa is in the holding cells?
I think from everybody's explanation is she is not being held. I mean, I
see who
know.
is.
I mean, I don't mind. I want to topple this whole place to the ground, but at the same time, we're here to complete a mission. We need to sort out the battery.
I think we should head to the battery first. Maybe she's at the dorms, but that's going to be a very dangerous infiltration to make.
I merely just want to take a look in there just to see if anyone else is being held here that we don't know.
Can you all just do me a quick favor? Every single person make just a dexterity check, just a basic one. No save, no specialness.
Oh, I'll just save. We same as the check for me.
It's fine.
Team diplomacy as well?
No, just those guys.
Okay.
You're fine.
They didn't leave traps lying around in the hall to meet strangers.
Unless it was like a facility-wide thing.
The facility and another plane just gets hit by an earthquake. Yeah, that's fine. That's normal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As you all begin to start talking very hushed and very quietly, you know you're alone. Like, you don't hear or see anyone. But what you all audibly hear as Deer takes a step out is just a shink, and you all look as Deer stepped on a plate.
Didn't I tell Deer to stay behind to the back of the party and be safe? And
Yep, and you all seemingly missed the plate, but Deer found it. And what you notice is the floor seems to be retracting, like, to the sides of the walls and away from you all, revealing a metal grate, an obsidian metal grate underneath. Not hard to stand on or anything like that.
Before it does, Danny,
Yeah.
as it goes, like, we all see it.
It's slow. So yeah, and what you see underneath the obsidian metal grate is you see something glowing and roiling liquid that's pretty fucking warm.
Before it does, as the grate as the thing starts to open, and we all hear this audible click, can we do something?
You certainly may try. The grate is not moving. All it is simply the stone floor that was on top is retracting, and you notice the lava rising.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is stop it before it gets to that point. I want to request, if anybody has it, something sharp and metal.
Sharpest thing I have is
swords.
If you've got a crossbow bolt or a dagger or anything along them kind of means, or shrapnel, Boomer, come on, you've got something in your bag.
Crossbow bolt.
Sorry?
I've got a crossbow wall.
I've got my rapier. You don't need that as much anymore.
Take
I wanted
something
something small. Yeah,
Crossbow
I'm
bolt.
just crossbow bolt. And Danny, what I want to do is in the groove where it's kind of moving along, I want to shove that in there to kind of stop its progress so it can't open.
Okay.
Slowly.
Just make an attack roll against it, sort of thing. Like make roll as if it's an attack.
Like with my long, I'll just do a normal
please.
dagger attack because that's normal.
But it'll be the same as a rapier, yeah.
Well, crossbow bolt, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20.
Nice. You jam it into place, and where it seems to have split down the middle, and it's like opening like two like roller doors, you just jam it in the one side, and that one side just stops. It's retracted probably about half, about 2 feet or so. The other side is still retracting, but that side stopped. The lava is still rising up to meet the lava is still rising up to meet the grate. And the other side is still retracting. It's retracted now by about 5 feet. It's about halfway to full retraction on the other side. The other side only retracted by about foot, maybe 2 feet, before it got jammed. So you've got about 7 foot width.
Does anyone else do anything to stop the other side?
I'll give it a go. Another bolt.
Yeah, because I've done this side. Like we're trying to move quick as we can do. You know.
Yeah. So what I'd need to do for this one? Yank
It's
it in.
the exact same. So just make like as if you were making an attack roll with like a dagger or something.
A dex one, is it?
Please, yeah, with proficiency.
I'll do it with the boomerang. Makes no difference.
Okay. You successfully, same as the other side, and it chink, and that one stops at about 5 foot. The lava is still rising, but both the sides and the floors are now stopped retracting successfully. So.
Can I start?
So there's a gap. Yeah. So just to quickly say, there's a gap down the middle of about an 8 foot wide gap where down the entire length of this hallway, where there's an obsidian grate. And lava rising up.
I want to start, if I can do, trying to use frostbite to start spraying, and I'll spam it however many times I need to do to try and cool the top to create like a layer
of crust,
stone so it can't go past it.
Okay.
I will follow this plan. I'm just gonna full on create 10 gallons of water to try and seal the top, akin to Minecraft bucket with lava.
Okay.
I can do frostbite too.
So, okay, this will be a group skill check then. So, can those doing frostbite and the water I'm going to give advantage, but can you make arcana checks? It's creative, I like it.
I'll take a nat 20.
Fucking hell, you will.
Oh, yeah.
14.
It was a nat 20 and a nat 1, even better.
You consistently crit, even if it's...
That's a 13. I watched it go from a 15 to an 8. That's a bit annoying, but never mind.
You do manage between the three of you, as the rest of you watch as this lava is rising. It does create... Because bear in mind, this entire grate, you're going the entire length of the hallway, but at least where you guys are, you do create a lot, not perfect and not fully covered, but you do create a large crust where you've cooled some of it enough that it has gone back to more of a rock, but it's porous and things like this. So eventually you notice it will hit the grate, and basically some of the lava will squirt out from the holes in the rock, mitigating quite a bit of the damage, but also because of the limited space it can come out, rather than it just being you take damage, end of story, I will allow you all to make dexterity saving throws from basically the small jets of... Like, because basically, rather than just it comes above the grate and just fills the entire floorway, like up to your knees, like it was supposed to, instead, it's basically shooting out of these holes in the rock from the pressure, like water guns. So it's make a dex save to dodge.
We better start running then before it can blow.
Yeah.
Or
No,
is it
let's go
happening
right.
now?
I think we go right.
It's
This way. Wait a minute. Do you mean right for the characters or left
I
for the
think
characters?
the dormitories
This
and the
way.
rooms like me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's all saves so far.
Remember your +2.
Yep.
Mhm.
So that's everybody saved so far. Who we're missing? Vian. Nope, Vian's there. Who we're missing? Helra.
Powers. I'm rolling. I'm rolling. I'm rolling. That's an
Oh.
11.
That is a fail. Everyone will
Mm-hmm.
succeed and will successfully dodge. Helra, you will take some damage. I will not do the full lava damage because it's
10d10. Yeah.
Wait, it's meant to be 18d6, isn't it?
No, that's Dragon's Breath. Lava damage is 10d10.
Okay, so it'll be
Whatever you want to
5d10.
do.
We'll do 5d10 then. That you'll take because rather than getting the full pool of lava, you're literally being squirted with it. So you will take 27 fire damage as some of it hits, and it's not necessarily the lava's hitting you directly, it's hitting parts of your clothing and then burning through it, as in it's making your clothes that hot, that's burning you.
Leave some of the
But luckily, whereas you'll notice further down the hallway that it's kind of risen up and made like a pool, and it starts to wave ripple effect towards you. But after a very short time, where it rose up, you'll all notice that it starts to drain almost very quickly and starts to go back down. Some of the lava does stay and it's scorched some of the walls and stuff. It's visible that this trap has been triggered, sort of thing. And you notice that as the lava goes down past to a certain point, you notice the floor starts to try and come back together, but currently can't because actually no, the bolts are just burnt away. The bolts would have burnt, and then the floor will and will start to come back. But the problem is this trap has left visible signs that it has been triggered. It's easy enough to step back onto the floor as it then will eventually meet it.
We still have a dead guard, don't we?
And in the augmentations room.
In what capacity does it look like it's been triggered?
All the stonework on the floor and the walls up to about 2 feet high, especially in the further end, is all burnt and scorched, and it's just the temperature feel difference in this room is immense, where some of it's residually left, and some of the lava that stuck to the walls and cooled quick enough that it's there's a rough rock that's now left on the sides of the walls, and you'll notice that when the floor meets, the pressure plate that Deer stood on pops back up.
I'll immediately do a listen to see if there's any footsteps from the noise of that.
Make a perception check.
I'll send a note as well to Evan and Greytail. A trap has been triggered. If they say anything, we're going to move quickly.
You keep an ear out and listen. It seems that there is no immediate response at the minute, or at least no one's rushing to come to this area. You don't know.
Let us move on quickly.
Can you move over? Hera, do you follow with the bracelet?
Yeah. And can I do something quickly before we go? Can I look at the stone that that Deer stepped on and see what it looks like, if there's any kind of recognizable feature that's maybe on other stones and stuff like that, to be oh, is this just one trap, or
because
is it
it's been
60 different triggers?
Yeah, because it's specifically been pointed out. It is perfectly reset. It could immediately be triggered again if it wanted to. But what you notice is it is almost impossible to spot. The only way that you can really spot is if you just gently put your foot on the floor next to it and shuffle your foot across. You'll notice that it's got the tiniest lip. It sticks out a micro fraction. To a glance, it's impossible to see. You would have to look carefully.
Okay, so at least we know that
you know this
we're gonna try to
specific
move
one.
fast. Yeah. Cool. And then we move
And as you
up to the door.
As you hold the bracelet up, you see far down the hallway, you see a blue gemmed door. on the opposite side, but you don't see one on this hallway here at all.
We don't see any people.
Nope, actually, in this stretch of the hallway, you don't see anybody. It's entirely empty. This entire stretch from pink to blue. There may be some tucked around the hallway, you don't know, but at this point, you don't see any. But given the time, obviously, I probably should have planned this would take a lot longer, and we'll talk about this, Adrian, if you're available, but I think we might have to pause it there for tonight. As you guys have just made your way, and you are starting to see the intricacy and lethality of this place and what it holds to offer, and some skillful navigation around some other aspects as well. Obviously, the audience hall is yet to have its moment to shine, but that will come soon. Hope everyone has enjoyed it so far.
Yeah.
And Adrian, I hope if you're available in 2 weeks, bud.
Yeah.
Not in 2 weeks.
It'll be 4 weeks.
Why?
Yeah.
GSCon.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah. It'll be 4 weeks, actually, yeah. Yeah, all right.
Well, that's a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Adrian,
Another
are
session
you
somewhere
available
else.
in 4 weeks, buddy? On the 20th of August.
So far, I believe so.
I know it's a super far distance to say, like, yo, in a month.
If it had been 7 weeks, it would have been a no, but
Good.
Okay.
4 weeks I can do, I think.
4 weeks is okay. 7 weeks, you said not. Could we pencil in 6 weeks as well, in case it takes us that long?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, this might be our finale, in fairness.
We'll cross that
Yeah,
bridge
we
when we
might
get
all
to
know.
it. But I do appreciate you turning up, Adrian.
Nice having
thank
you.
you.
Is there
Yeah,
anything?
always a
Is there
pleasure,
anything
always.
you want to say to the people watching?
been
Anything you
amazing.
want to say? Oi, I do things.
Also,
Right.
thank you, Adrian, for the cool map as
Yeah.
well. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Pleasure. I mean, you deserve it if you're doing it like a finale, rather
I
than
think
just
it is, at least.
It may be.
an arc
Depending on
finale
what
at the
happens
very
with
least.
so many people.
There is so many things at play. It very well could be. It might not be. But this party is usually weird like that. But is there anything you want to say to the people listening?
Like
Adrian?
how great of a
Advertise yourself.
streamer you
Yeah,
are.
because this will be on the YouTube. This will be on the YouTubes in a few days, and then it's there forever.
On the YouTubes.
Yeah.
Well, if you're interested in watching the game that I run, which is a post-apocalyptic dystopian D&D hybrid of things, I have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/COSDND. It's called The Corruption of Salone, and I run every Tuesday at 6 p.m. GMT.
And I believe you're in my normal Discord as it is. So if anyone wants to see him, what's your name? Let me double check what your name is in my Discord, just so people can find you. I believe you just called Theron in my Discord because you haven't altered your name in any way. So if anyone wants to find him in my Discord and then click on him and like get his stuff, if you look for Theron in my Discord, you'll find him, no problem. But until then, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna raid out. I'm gonna say bye to YouTube first. So bye YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye, YouTube.
YouTube channel.